Welcome, one and all, to another fun and exciting episode of the Tangent Room. Listen up, folks. We got an exciting, action-packed roster for you tonight. We got those special guests. We got, starting off with the Sultan of Speranza, the God of Ground Zero, the Rat King of Reserve. We have special hug time, my boy Brad. Okay, Will, you can introduce our other guests now.
No. That just completely fucking overshadowed mine. Jesus Christ. But yes.
Off the dome, brother.
Considering the man chose to go for the guest who is not familial relations with him, I shall introduce the brother, the more important half. We have here the king of extraction shooters, the one whose opinion matters not, but he's here to say it anyways. We have that guy.
It's my brother Matt.
For I have many opinions. None of them matter.
And none of them
Let's
as we've established.
Does anybody's opinion really matter in this world?
No, not unless you get a large collective group of people to also agree with you, which is also called a cult, but you can just lead it as an opinion.
Or religion. Or
Yeah,
religion.
religion
Yeah,
works.
I think that's how they all start, isn't it? It's religion. It's faith.
It's always
You know
a
what?
religion
No,
until they do something
Sir,
bad.
you are sacrificing babies in the name of your so-called God. That is no longer religion.
Listen, you can't. Sir, this is a Walmart. You can't do that here. So yeah, how are you guys? What'd you get up to this week? How are we vibing tonight? I got a cold snack. I had some oatmeal and some sandwiches for dinner. I'm on cloud nine right now. I was called old yesterday, and then today I got home and I was like, I'm having oatmeal for dinner, and I had to cave with the concession that I am in fact old.
He decided to
It's
embody
very
it.
old.
No, it was
Porridge.
apples and brown
Porridge
sugar
would be so
oatmeal.
good.
The only good flavor of oatmeal.
Apple and cinnamon.
Apple and cinnamon. But yeah, how are you guys? How's it going? We're excited to have you here.
It's good. I worked all week. As
Hi,
in,
Stephanie.
I've worked yesterday and today, and I work tomorrow.
Yep,
hell
that would
me
be all
too.
week.
I mean, yeah, we're 24 hours through the 36-hour week. Not doing
Oh.
too bad.
No, not too bad.
Living it up. Kid in the background, as you might imagine.
Who needs sleep? Sleep is for the weak.
You only say that because you're consistently up till 5 o'clock in the morning. I will state.
Who am I up with the most? I say as I stare down his camera. Yeah, exactly. Matt's got his hand up.
Hey, it's not all fuzzy anymore.
Yeah, it fixed itself.
Just took some time. It's like, okay, I choose to
I
like
just
him.
have a really bad sleep schedule is the answer to this question and accusation I feel towards
Same.
me. No, you have a good sleep schedule, Mr. I can't 10:30 is a little late. You know,
You want to
it's
hear
getting a
what's
little late.
actually prime about that is that my sleep schedule is genuinely cooked, and it is a lie that anybody believes it's good, because I'll go to bed at 10 o'clock for sure, and then I'm up every night until like 1 o'clock in the morning without fail, and then I get up for work at 7, and I'm just like, why does everything hurt? Like,
Is that why I
You
get
bail on
constant?
gaming, and then you send me TikToks to one or two.
It's true.
This-
You have a
worse on
terrible-
Friday
This
and
sounds
Saturday
about
night.
right. This is why
Oh
this
my
man
God,
has
it's so bad,
dodged
'cause you
playing
don't go to
Battle
work the
Sector
next
with me
day,
for
so
so
you'll stay up
long.
longer.
Yeah, that's why he's dodged playing Battle Sector with me for so long. Is because it's 9:30. I'm so old. My fingers are cold. And then I get a fucking message on Facebook Messenger at midnight. Watch this funny video. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Because
Listen,
the
you have a
funnies
point.
are always the gaming. The gaming kind of hits a plateau.
A lull,
where
yeah.
You don't reach cloud 9 anymore. You're on cloud 6.
Yeah, so what we've
I'm
learned
just
about
trying to
Chris
hold
is that he likes to death scroll while in bed.
Yeah, absolutely. I doom scroll. If I was to enter the Wizard War, when you hit that fucked up stage of the spells, it's like, I cast doom scrolling of TikTok at 3 a.m. It's just me.
It wouldn't even affect you. It would just be like, what?
That Punky Doodles TikTok, if it just cut to a live camera above my bed at 3 a.m., that would unironically be completely accurate. It just is what it is. Y'all want to hear some fucked shit that I learned this week?
Okay.
There's a Tim Hortons in Afghanistan. I should be more accurate about this. There was a Tim Hortons in Afghanistan.
What happened?
Blast the C-130.
I feel like Brad might know a little bit about this because I know he probably watches the same podcast I learned this on. So, all of the UN forces that deployed to and around Afghanistan were based out of Kandahar at the Kandahar airport, which was UN Armed Forces base. It was colloquially called Flagpole.
Uh-huh.
So when everybody thinks about war, generally speaking, we think about the fact that the United States Armed Forces can actively deploy a Burger King anywhere in the world within 24 hours, fully functioning, staffed, serving burgers from deployment point to arrival point in 24 hours. And I was like, man, that's cool for the United States. I wish we were cool like that. Turns out we are.
Sir, we need reinforcements calling in the Whoppers.
Calling the double dispensary. So in 2006, when Canada joined the Afghanistan offensive,
right,
in Kandahar, there was a franchisee, and I didn't write her name down, but she basically approached the Canadian Armed Forces and was like, hey, let's give these soldiers a good old taste of home. And this was back when Tim Hortons was still good. So she worked out a deal to bankroll a fully functioning and fully serviced Tim Hortons franchise on Flagpole base in Kandahar that operated from 2006 to 2011. It served, I actually have a couple stats on this. It served over 8 million customers in its 5-year service run in Afghanistan. Most of those obviously being soldiers, but like also it was open to the public because like the people of Afghanistan could go onto the base. And it wasn't like it's not the only restaurant that was ever there. There was a Burger King, there was a Wendy's, there was a TGI Fridays. Like the American Industrial Military Complex has us beat by a lot, but I was like, that's a win for the good old Canna boys. Like, hell yeah, we got a Tim Hortons. We brought those motherfuckers freedom. And I was so stoked on this. And then I kept diving on it, and I kept doing more research. That was the first Tim Hortons ever opened on international soil. It was not the last, I've learned. Shortly after that, they about 2009, they started opening them on American military bases. 5 of them were opened in America, and then in 2012, the first one opened internationally just to the general public. Would anybody care to hazard a guess at what country got Tim Hortons first?
China?
No, but you'd be close, actually. Matt, you want to take a guess?
He's fixing his headset.
Yeah, I was gonna guess Japan.
That actually would be a lot farther removed than you'd think it is. Will, what's your guess?
Fucking Russia.
No, it was the UAE. It was the United Arab Emirates.
Fair.
The first. So they launched their global chains under the name Tim Hortons GCC, which was Global Chain Corporation.
Right.
And the first one opened in the United Arab Emirates in 2012, shortly after the Burger King merger, where they were like Tim Hortons Canada was bought by Burger King, and then Burger King took Tim Hortons and split it into 2. They wanted an international branch, and then they wanted like to keep the continental branch as it was. So that was the first one ever. Since then, more Tim Hortons have been opened internationally, and I will just blitz the list here because there's a lot of them. So there's a total of over 5,000 Tim Hortons restaurants. 4,000 of those are in Canada. 500 of those are in the States. The rest, there's 124 in Saudi Arabia, 90 in the UAE, there's 50 in China, 50 in the UK. Got to silence my alarm. Tell me it's podcast time. 23 in Qatar, 20 in the Philippines, 20 in Mexico, 10 in Thailand, 6 in Oman, 6 in Spain, 4 in Bahrain, 3 in Pakistan and India, and 2 in Kuwait. So that tells me they opened another one in an active war zone, which is dope as shit.
I was gonna say I'm assuming the 2 in Kuwait are currently with our local Canadian Armed Forces labs.
Yeah.
They would most likely be on a base. I don't know where in Kuwait. Like Kuwait, generally speaking, is not actively a war zone. It is outside. It's a stepping ground. Like there's an Air Force base in Kuwait, but there is not a military base in Kuwait.
Tim Hortons.
Those two are different. The Air Force has hotels and Wi-Fi. The grunts don't get that.
Tim Hortons is the soldiers' fucking pizza party for when a corporation's unhappy. Sir,
Yeah.
the soldiers are unhappy. They don't feel like fighting. Donuts.
Donuts. More donuts. And then so I was trying to figure out how to like end the Tim Hortons thing because I was like, what? And then I remembered a bit I actually learned on a podcast years ago. And as a fun fact, I had to update this stat because I knew it was probably outdated because I literally watched them build Tim Hortons like last month. There are 34 Tim Hortons locations within the city of Saskatoon,
Correct.
which means that there is one Tim Hortons for every 8,675 people currently residing within the city as of 2025's census data.
That's ridiculous.
You ain't got to wait for a coffee if you don't want it in this city. You drive down the block, there's another one. It's
so true.
So wild.
I feel like there's
It's-
got to be too many now at this point.
There is so many.
That's not enough customers.
What's
per
What's sad is with
establishment.
every
I'll put it to
city
you this way,
expansion they
though.
make, there's plans for another one.
Yeah.
Let me put it to you this way, guys. You go for a long drive. You're doing a bunch of errands, right? You buy your first one. You drink your first drink pretty quick. You get a quencher. Something medium quencher. Nice, easy. Start the day off light. You get to your first
Where this
destination.
is going.
You find another Tim Hortons. You have previously finished your quencher. And you think, man, a coffee would be great right now.
It's time for breakfast.
And I
Breakfast.
could use a breakfast sandwich. It's 9:30
It's
in
time
the
for my
morning.
first bathroom stop of the day.
You can
Gotta
spend
get rid of the coffee I took from the first one, then get a second coffee so I can get rid of it at the next one.
You just have to know, like, the end of the story is by the end of the day, you spent like $50 at Tim Hortons, right? You know, you've gotten drinks every 2 hours because you've just been it's right there. Why wouldn't I? You
Oh,
know?
I need to use the washroom. Might as well get another coffee.
Just another drink. What could be so wrong?
You
I
never
mean, that's
heard of
my
second
life.
breakfast?
I thrive off of flavor. And
There
that's why
is
you can go broke really
four-
quick that way.
There is 4 Tim Hortons within like 5 minutes of our office in the North Industrial Zone.
Dude, there's at
Yeah, I
least
would
3
hate
within
to
5
have,
minutes of
like-
my house.
There's 2 across the street from each other on 8th Street.
That's right, there is. That's so
where the,
stupid.
Actually, I think they closed the one when they opened the one in the
Yeah,
parking lot for Circle Park Mall.
couldn't
But
handle
there
the
used to be
competition.
one by where the Game Traders was. There was one directly across the street in the parking lot.
Right.
Unfathomable to
That's
me
fine.
that like it's too many coffee shops
Yeah.
for what is effectively subpar coffee and okay donuts.
I mean, to be fair, that just sounds like the Waffle House ordeal in the States. If a Waffle House gets too busy, they will just open up another one adjacent to the Waffle House. They will not make it bigger. They will not expand it. They will just build a second one in the same lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably got a lot to do with it. I think the Tim Hortons thing on 8th Street specifically is inaccessible from one direction. Like it's
Yeah.
virtually impossible to get to it if you're going out towards the end of 8th. If you're coming in from like Boychuk, which is that next street that intersects it, and coming back towards Circle Park Mall, it's on the right hand side, and you can get to the other one because there's a left turn lane at the intersection right before it. But if you're going out towards Boychuk, you cannot turn left towards that Tim Hortons. You can only go right to the one in the mall parking lot. So like, I can understand from a logistical standpoint, you're trying to capitalize on traffic moving both ways. But then there's another Tim Hortons like 6 blocks up 8th Street. So
Yeah, but see, the problem there
like-
becomes is they're trying to think logically and statistically about like, hey, this side's blocked off. We'll put another one on the other side of the street for you. The bungaloids in this city will look at it and go, oh, which one do I pick? Like, they don't know what to do. You have given them decision. They no longer know what to do. Their feeble
Yeah.
minds have been
I
broken.
mean,
it would
is
be
also
terrible to
kind
be.
of planned around the routes that people would normally take to go home. Like it's right near the end, so like
I would
Right.
love to
right before you
know-
hit a residential area, right before you hit the Circle Drive turn off. It's like within a kilometer of that. Everything's so close, so before you leave to go like on your longer drive, the 10-15 minutes you'll drive to the other part of the city, you'll have a drink with you if you so please, or a snack or whatever. You can get Tim's on the optimal route to leave. I think
I
that's
would
where
love
they're
to
doing it,
know-
but that is so stupid because there's so many of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's one
So, like, here's the
entering the,
thing, right?
industrial area. The
What
Miller one.
what is the population number that Tim Hortons corporate wants to see to determine whether or not it is worthwhile for them to allow for a franchise in an area? So like, let's go to my industry, for example. In the car wash industry, Federated Co-op will only put an automatic in if there is a minimum of 5,000 people that reside within I think it's a 25-kilometer or 50-kilometer vicinity of a co-op gas bar. So like, there's a number that they need to see. What is Tim Hortons' number? Is it like, listen, if there's more than 75 people here, they got to have Tim's. Like, where else are they going to get their coffee? The coffee shop that's been here for 40 years? Probably not. Not if there's a Tim's down the street.
Yeah.
Like, it's always staggering to me that that's just like, there's the volume of them within the city is hilarious. And I wish I understood the decision-making process required for them to be like, yeah, we could allow for another franchisee. Like, somebody else wants to open a coffee shop, we should let them do it.
Yeah, Tim Hortons' new motto is gonna be cream, sugar, and substitutes. Fix my problems. And it'll be like
It's-
cheapest drinks.
It's one of those things where, like, there's so many of them now that none of them are good.
Well,
Like,
no,
it
'cause-
used to be there was, like, they were all really good because they were so busy that they could, like, there comes a point where when you lose a certain number, like, percentage of business, you have to find things to cut in order to maintain your margins, or you have to increase pricing. With franchises, your pricing is almost always set, so it's locked. So the only thing you can cut is your input costs
Mhm.
in order to maintain margin. So
So
like,
no,
the
it
change
becomes
in
a
their
race of
eggs.
efficiency rather than
yeah,
quality.
so there's 34. None of them are good.
No.
There's like none of them, and some of them are very old. Like, they're very well established. The one on Circle Drive by, like, in the Home Depot parking lot is a prime example of that. The one headed into 8th Street proper that used to be by, like, the old Game Traders, built into a gas station, very old.
22nd and Fairlight,
22nd and Fairlight, same
which
deal.
actually
It's
just
a
got
really
renovated
old
a
Tim
couple months ago.
Hortons. Yeah,
They
So,
cut
like,
down half
they
the
have-
room inside, so like there's half the tables to sit at. It's
yeah, because like nobody's going in to have coffee at 22nd
No.
and Fairlight anymore.
no, their parking lot is empty, but the drive-through is lined up around the corner in front of Night Owl's gas station. There's people sitting there waiting to get gas that are being blocked by the drive-through.
Literally, it's so bad.
Well, like, Tim
I
Hortons
hated
at this
working at that
point,
location.
Oh,
The,
it's
the vapor there.
it's just a game of get in, get what you came for, and get out. It's in extraction shooter.
Yeah,
which
Tim
is
Hortons
why
are
we have
treated like
guests
extraction
today.
shooters.
Welcome to the
We
segue.
just-
For those of you who are uninitialized, no,
Uninitiated.
uninitiated, for the virgins in the crowd,
This is what happens when the mind flare pings.
this is what happens when my player pings between Will and I. An extraction shooter is defined as a looter-based shooter, which revolves with you going in with a set of items, trying to find things and survive within the area you have chosen, and then to extract from that area, giving the extraction title. They're actually pretty old. Apparently, there's some that like I found some threads. I was like digging a little bit because I was like, let's do a little bit for Will because you're pretty uninitiated with the extraction shooter genre. Apparently, there was an extraction shooter on the original PlayStation. However, it's not referred to as an extraction shooter, and I couldn't even find the name of it. It was just like this one thread, and this guy was like, "Does anybody remember the extraction shooter for PS1?" And I was like, "Okay, what was the name?" And I was like, "Wait, he doesn't know the name. That's why he's asking if anybody remembers about it." So the first extraction shooter is very largely considered to be the War Z, which was a DayZ mod that came out in 2012, and its basic tenets where you get in, you survive and loot, and you get out.
Right.
And then it didn't become kind of what we know it as today until 2016. The Division released an expansion called the Dark Zone, and the Dark Zone was an extraction style game mode.
Yeah.
And then later that year, Escape from Tarkov released in closed alpha.
Uh-huh.
And that was 2016, which is wild considering the game just came out full release this year. 11
month.
years after they started. Yeah, this month. 11 years after development on it started. I am curious to know what you guys think is what is your favorite extraction shooter? Because I think I know what Brad's is. I definitely know what Matt's is. Like favorite all time. You can go back to it and like time after time after time. You never really get frustrated with it. It's just a fun game to play.
It's just so
You
new
can't
though.
throw that in there. You can't say never
Yeah,
get
because it's-
frustrated. That's part of the
because
essence of an
it's
extraction
that's the
shooter.
whole part of the game is the masochistic pain that you feel when you bring in, maxed out armor, maxed out gun, all the attachments, meta gear.
You bring in the
gotta-
$1 million kit, and
you
then
bring
your
in
first,
two
your first
fucking
step
spare
is a
visors and
1-800
you
head
get
eyes.
Like that pain right there, that feeling, you losing all that gear, that is the essence of a truly good extraction shooter because you worked hard for it. It's that gratifying feeling you get when you kill 4, 5, 6 people in a raid. You kill 3, 4, 5 mans at a time. That is a great feeling. On the contrary to my favorite extraction shooter, Arc Raiders, which is a very friendly community of individuals. Unless you go to Stella Montis, do not go there unless you want to just unload your gun into people's heads. Do not go in corners and stay out of open areas. That's all I have to say about that. Very sad day. I lost a heavy shield, a level 4 Venator, and a lot of good quick use items. What
Like
was that,
last night.
yesterday? Yeah,
Yeah.
literally last night.
Before we started playing War Thunder.
Yeah,
I
where I
watched
went
you
and
load
played
into one and you were
one-handed.
like, I'm gonna go to Stella. And I could hear my nephew on your lap, and I could hear you talking to him to like tell him to stop moving. And then I remember looking at your stream on Discord for just long enough to know that your shield had broken. And I was like, oh yeah, that run's done for him. And then the run ended, and you were like, all right, you want to play War Thunder, Chris? And I was like, yeah, let's pray to the snail.
Well, and I
Let's
like
go,
how
bro.
you called me out at the beginning of this segment, because contrary to popular belief, I actually do have quite a bit of experience with extraction shooters. I've just never played them with you. Thank you very much.
No, you don't.
To name a few,
That's why.
I played Delta
Can I see some
Force when it was
receipts?
still in its testing because I actually got access to that. I got a key through Humble Bundle. I have played, as you know, a ton of Helldivers 2. I actually played Witchfire when it first came out.
Yes, that counts, doesn't it?
Hold on.
Yeah,
Mission
that's
based.
an
It's
interesting
mission-based.
discussion.
It's
Can
mission
I get?
based.
think-
I did think about that when this was brought up to me. That
I
this
think
was going to be a
that's-
discussion
I feel like that's incorrect. I don't.
because that
Here's the thing
changes
about
what you
Helldivers.
think.
Okay, well, fair. No,
Helldivers-
we don't have to. We don't have to include that one then. Let me continue. So,
Well,
Witchfire,
no, let's talk about this.
Deep Rock
Present
Galactic.
your arguments. Deep Rock, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm also avidly watching for Rules of Engagement, the Gray State, for when it comes out. Don't forget, you and me played a fuck ton of Far Far West, which is in early access. Like, I have experience with extraction shooters. It's not like I'm completely zero knowledge about it.
That's fair. I got stuck on the Helldivers thing, and I had to do a little bit of.
Okay, we can
digging,
go
'cause
back
I
to
couldn't think
Helldivers.
of why my head is like, wait, you might be right, but also no, that can't be right. So, if you take the terminology literally of extraction shooter, yes, it's a shooter game in which you have to extract in order to complete your mission.
Yes.
But you're not bringing in any set gear to lose.
No.
There is also no set gain. You're not
Yeah, there's-
gaining something from extracting. Like, yeah, you
Right.
can get the samples, but it's not your gear on the line.
Right.
So,
And I think
Google's
Yeah, there's
consensus
no-
I
is that
think-
it's not a traditional extraction shooter, while it does feature the extraction mechanic.
Hey,
It
Blue,
does fit
welcome
the
in.
elements
No
of it, but
stake.
it's missing some core.
Well, and I think
Yeah,
that's one of those
the
things that goes back
items.
to what me and Chris talked about in one of our original podcasts when we were doing the Rage Bait Corner between, what was it, Xenoverse and whatever fighting.
Xenoverse is not a fighting game.
Right, that was
That was
the...
what it was about.
We got into the whole aspect of, like, genre-based and, like, the little intricacies that can
you
create the
mean, it's not-
paradox.
It's the
Um,
ability.
Right, we were
So-
arguing about if it was a massive, like an MMO or a fighting game.
Or a fighting game.
Right.
Because my stance on it was that it's an MMO,
It
and
is
Blue
an
backed me,
MMO.
which was all the evidence I needed.
Yeah.
The thing about extraction shooters that like I think gives it its credence, because like you've played Hunt Showdown, right?
Yes,
Who, me?
I have.
Hunt Showdown is classed as an extraction shooter. The part of the extraction shooter that gives it kind of like the stress aspect is the gamble of whether or not you make it back out.
I need to...
You go
name
in knowing
sounds
what you
familiar.
have, you don't know if you're gonna make it out again. It's like Tarkov is a prime example.
Oh, that's this one.
It
Okay.
heavily benefits you in Tarkov to bring in like a higher dollar well-built kit, but you have to gamble that you're not like, because Tarkov is a military simulation, so bullet types, armor class, like what the armor actually covers, all of those things play a big effect on your success and loss ratio. So if you could put together the greatest gun in Tarkov and wear 0 armor, and you have a good gun, so you might be able to kill somebody before they kill you. But if Sniper Scav sees you first, guess what? It's 1-800 head eyes back to the loading screen. And that's
Shotgun
just like,
scav that gets you
Shotgun
a 7
scavs
millimeter
are the
buckshot.
worst.
yeah, like
Yeah, they don't even have to be good.
it's one of those things where like the gamble is intrinsic to an extraction shooter, which Helldivers lacks. That's why when you said it, I was like, no, that can't be right, because there is no gamble with Helldivers. Like, the gamble, I guess, is that you don't complete the mission, but there's no penalty associated with that. You don't lose. Like, if Helldivers ever added a hardcore mode where you could lose the gun you brought in, yeah, absolutely. Then I would agree with you. Like, you could lose the gun and maybe like the samples, and they remained on the map so other people could find them if they did the same mission within a time span. Like Tarkov is instance based, so it's not necessarily going to happen with Tarkov, but like with Tarkov, your friends can take your stuff out and then bring it back in for you on the next run.
Right.
if you're
Well,
playing-
yeah,
if
that's...
you're playing with friends.
Yeah, the only
I
real
have a question
penalties that
from my chat.
Helldivers... Okay.
How do we feel about PvE
specifically PvE extraction shooters, and does it take away from the adrenaline and excitement because it causes less risk?
For me, no,
I
because I find it a nice
prefer them.
introduction to the game. Like Far Far West doesn't have a PvP setup yet. When it was doing its early access, it was all PvE. But I think, Chris, you would agree with this, that it was still high intensity. Like there was still a lot of stuff to deal with.
Yeah, Far Far West's benefit is that it has a friendly fire mechanic, so the stress comes in almost more from accidentally shooting your friends. Because
Especially,
as you upgrade
yeah.
the weapons, because like Far Far West follows like a free loadout style gameplay
Yeah.
for Brad Matt, who I don't think have played it at all. Basically, you're a robo cowboy. You pick a bounty, and that bounty is the boss fight in every raid that you have to complete to unlock the ability to extract.
Yes.
And then you have to go and complete objectives within this map. And there's side objectives. There's things you can pick up that benefit you overall.
Right.
And then you have to beat the boss, get to the train station, and then survive until the train shows up, and then pile onto the train to extract.
Well, and the biggest thing that makes the friendly fire an issue is the spells that you can use, because the spells aren't targeted specific. You know, if you throw it at an enemy and then one of you guys walks into the AoE, you're getting tapped just as hard as the enemy. Especially when you have a high tier shotgun like I do, and you have someone like Chris or Zach who walks in front of me and I down you in one shot because all of my quirks to upgrade the gun went into damage. That creates a paradox of like, oh no, we're down a player in the middle of a boss fight because I accidentally shot my friend. That's not good.
Yeah, I think to like the PvE thing, like I was just reading through Brad's chat, it was like no cheaters is super valid, because lots of extraction shooters, like Tarkov being the specific example, it's really easy to cheat in it,
Yeah.
and it takes a long time for Battlestate to catch you, so you can cheat for a long time and benefit very heavily from it.
And the thing I've always liked about
there's still cheaters out there.
Oh, there is.
But there'll always be.
There always will be. But
they'll just get a new account and they'll get a standard account and they won't
just
care.
keep doing
They'll
it
just
again.
Go, cool, this is what I need. I just need to sell stuff. I'll get a lot of XP because I know where they are.
Pull the full goofy. I'll fucking do it again.
Pretty much.
They can just buy leveled up accounts too, so it doesn't look as suspicious. Like good stat accounts.
I think the biggest thing I like about PvE, though, upon further thought, is the fact that it allows someone who may or may not be comfortable with that type of game but wants to get into it, it allows them the time and essence to enjoy it, get comfortable with it, get used to it, and then decide, okay, I feel like I'm good enough to test out a live match, or, I can just ramp up the difficulty on the bots if it's applicable, like Deadlock. There's level tiers for the bots. I know it's a MOBA, which doesn't completely apply, but it's still PvE compared to PvP. And I put over 100 hours against the bots before I was comfortable enough to be like, okay, I know the heroes well enough, I know their abilities, I know good builds. Now I want to test against live people. Do I still get my ass kicked all the time? Yes, but that's purely at that point knowing the mistakes I did, not the fact that I'm not comfortable enough to be playing that hero,
Yeah, certain games the PvE isn't necessarily easier. And like lots of extraction shooters that have a PvE mode, there is no difficulty slider because the game is designed to be difficult. Like Tarkov, there is no, like, you can't, if you want to crank the difficulty on the bots in Tarkov, you have to run what's called a practice raid, and then you can alter how they behave, and then you can increase or decrease their spawn rate. So like you can guarantee that you run into factory and all of the scav bosses will spawn, and they're all gonna like hunt you down the second they spawn on the smallest map in the game. Can you survive? Just general rating, it doesn't do that. You fall within the same parameters that the game has preset. Like there's always going to be scabs that spawn in certain areas. The bosses have an X chance of spawning.
Mm-hmm.
There are events that change that. Like Arc Raiders has no PvE. It's all PvE. Well, sorry, That's a lie. It does, but it comes in the form of the arcs themselves. They're like AI robots that roam the map,
Right.
not in the form of like other raiders.
Yeah.
So that is another like weird thing where some games will do that. Like I like to play Escape from Tarkov, which is a parody of Tarkov.
Right.
It's a top down, and I've talked about it before. And it's all just AI, and there's no difficulty slider because the difficulty comes in like how long can you stay in the raid,
hmm
because the raid timer never goes to 0. It's just a world clock. So if you stay too long, eventually it becomes nighttime, and then there's other enemies at night that are significantly harder to fight. So that's another fun one. I personally, I don't like PvP anymore. I'm
I don't
just not
blame you,
fast
honestly.
enough.
There's
My
well,
eyes
it's not
are
even that.
terrible.
There's too many people that make it unfun. You know, between cheaters and just people who literally spend 24 hours a day on it, to the point where they know where they can sit and shoot you through a wall and ping you every time. Like, that's just not fun. Like, especially with people who, like you, work, 8, 10 hours a day, and then come home and just like, hey, I've got half an hour before bed. I want to do something relaxing, and then you got to worry about some Kyle in his mom's basement who hasn't showered in 7 days shooting you through a fucking wall from 100 meters away.
So I have some input on this.
Okay.
I love PvE because it calms and relaxes the tactical mindset you have to have in order to play PvP games, because you can't just go willy-nilly, I'm just going to play, run forward, I'm going to aim here, oh my god, there's a guy there, I'm going to shoot at him. Because when you play like that, and I've played like that a lot in PvP games, and it is very much come back to bite me in the ass, especially
Right.
in extraction shooters. I've played Arc Raiders like that so much. If I were to go back to Tarkov, I would probably walk into interchange, go up the stairs, and get fucking head-eyes immediately. Like, I have too much trust in some players, but I've been emptying mags in others, so it balances out. But the PvP and PvE, I like PvE because I don't have to think. I have to go, okay, all these AI, they're going to do the same thing over and over and over again. The only thing that's going to change is their location and their walking pattern in said location. That's all I got to remember. If I run into one, if I hear one, that's fine. I can play with one ear off because they're fucking loud as shit. PvP, players, people in general are erratic in nature. Put tactics and a mindset to play said game in a way that is better than others, you're running into a disaster zone. You're trying to play the game casually against people who have been only playing this game. This is on their mind 24/7. They don't think of anything else. The only thing they think of is when their next meal is, or when their next piss bottle shows up. Like,
I mean, he's
you
not
just
wrong.
you just have to go, if I'm gonna play against somebody like that, I just have to think defensive the whole time. Like, you cannot just attack them unless you're like, nah, fuck that bitch. And you just charge at them and just smart. You do it smart, but I don't know. You got to play very
You
back.
gotta be full send or no send in PvP. It's swing or get swung.
Oh,
Alright.
yeah, and I get it. I get what Matt's
Them's the rules
saying,
of the streets of
because
Tarkov.
it's not Extraction, but Battlefield 6. Me and Matt have played online together quite a bit, and I've seen some of the bullshit that Matt has gone through while I'm up on a ridge just calmly with my M2010, and he's down there fucking losing his chuff over the fact that some guy with a submachine gun pinged him from 170 yards away because he did that fucking ladder launch tactic. It's ridiculous. I remember that one guy, Tofu, we played against, who was up on the rooftop in the New York building, and he got 74 kills in a team deathmatch. He died twice. Everybody, and I mean everybody, even the members on his own team, were ragging on him and reported him for cheating. It's ridiculous.
That's
So-
been the nice bit about Battlefield, is that like the community is against it kind of as a whole.
Yeah.
So if you
There's no gain to it. You just get more kills. You ruin the
No.
experience for more people. What's
No,
the
and
point?
I think that's the biggest
listen,
reason
you
why
wanna
I
go
haven't
cheat,
gone
go
back to.
play Call of Duty.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
that's
literally.
why I haven't
It's
gone
the
back to
hub.
Call of Duty. I think is because Battlefield has made me feel so welcomed and relaxed, you know, and I don't have to fight for my fucking life as soon as I spawn in. Like I can actually take my time, figure out what I want to do, and people are just like, yeah, we're gonna go play objective. We're not gonna worry about you. You're standing off in a field. We're not gonna take our time to fucking call an airstrike down on you. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna use my kill
Guys,
streak that I just fought to get to kill one
Trenches,
guy off in the corner of the map. Like
I haven't bought in a Call of Duty since World War II came out. The one before that is the last one I bought.
fair. Black Ops 4 was the last for me. No, sorry, Cold War, because I did the campaign because I was really happy that they brought Mason and Woods back. But after that, that was it. I didn't. The zombies killed it for me because they ruined the zombies mode, and multiplayer hasn't been good since Black Ops 2.
So
Well,
do you guys want to
they
know which ones
finished.
I bought?
They finished the Call of Duty zombies, like the official Treyarch zombies,
Right.
came to an end, and
They're-
that cast
yeah.
moved on.
Yeah.
So I mean, up to that point, I would call those like COD zombies. Anything after that is just a fucking game mode. It's not. Its
Yeah,
own thing
you're not
anymore.
wrong. Yeah,
That
no,
was
it's
like
become really bad.
we used to play a lot of. It was a game mode that they added to Warzone called DMZ, and they
Mm.
basically
that
turned
was fun.
Warzone into an extraction shooter. That was actually a lot of fun, except for the fact that it was Warzone. Like you had traders that you had to do stuff for. You could go through the map and complete things. It had the Warzone mission aspect to it, while also having like an overarching thing for you to complete. I remember Brad and I played it a lot, and then I think Matt and I played it a lot as well. That was fun, but that was like the last time I think I ever got into Call of Duty, and that was they put that out with Modern Warfare 2, and then I remember playing Modern Warfare 3 because our buddy Carl bought it for me, and I played the story with him. I think both he and I hit about level 40 in the multiplayer, and then we just kind of like, all right, this sucks, and we moved on with our lives. Like it just,
Yeah.
there's nothing about it that's super fun anymore.
See,
Because it's the same game, nothing's changed.
I never really
Like,
played a lot of Warzone
all
in
of the
general.
streamers who are like, "Oh, we are so back, chat." It's like I don't think we are. I think we lost the plot in 2015.
Well, it's like you were
over.
it's like you were saying a couple weeks ago in Snapchat, I think it was, that Call of Duty has fallen from grace so hard that it became more about Warzone than the games. Like they started pumping out Black Ops and stuff every other year.
I have the quote
And-
right here.
Oh, you do?
The exact quote, because I wrote it down in the moment because I wanted to bring it up because I think it's next week we're gonna have Blue on and he's
Right.
he's just a Call of Duty streamer,
He's a
and
big
he's
Black Ops
diehard
streamer.
into
Yeah.
it. And the quote exactly that I said was, "New Call of Duty games are all just Warzone DLCs."
Yeah. Yeah, honestly,
Literally.
it's
They're
ridiculous.
Warzone DLCs with a tag along game, like with a couple tag along game modes that you can play when you're tired of playing Warzone.
And you
it's-
saying that makes sense why they did what they did with the campaign in 7, bringing back Raul Menendez, who you very blatantly shot dead with a shotgun at the end of 2. And it's
I
like,
saw
how
that.
much has that guy survived and now he's suddenly back?
Giant
You
armor.
can only do that in an unrealistic DLC. So,
Did I tell you about the TikTok that I saw on Black Ops 7?
no.
It was so the route, like the problem here's a real issue that I have. So instead of making so you want to have a scenic fight, like a set piece
Right.
to define the end of your campaign.
Correct.
Cool. Call of Duty has done that before. Battlefield does it as well.
Uh-huh.
There's that big moment at the end where like that guy's gotta die. It's him or me, and
Right.
it's gonna be him. And so Raul Menendez is apparently the final boss, I guess, of Black Ops 7. and he's got like a health bar. And the clip I watched was this guy running around this small arena shooting at him. And then every once in a while, a zombie style pickup would drop, and he'd run into it, and it was a kill streak. And one of them was a machete, and he runs, grabs it, hits the button, and then drops the machete on Realm, and then this comically large machete comes spinning out of the sky and drops right near him, and he takes damage. And then the guy goes back to running around. That's a terrible fight. Why would anybody want that at all?
That
Yeah.
is literally
Who's-
just a Warzone
who's
DLC.
asking for that? It's just Warzone DLC.
FaZe Swag, the one who got banned live on his road to Prestige Master.
Like, it's not. Listen, I've played enough of this to know it's fun. You want a fun first-person shooter story? You can actually play Tarkov now. You buy the edition, you buy the base game. You can buy PvE as an expansion. Tarkov has a story, and you know what? It's just an expansion of like existing it's just the Tarkov gameplay with like weird objectives to it.
Mhm.
But it is enjoyable. Like the setups and like this is why you're going here, unlocking the maps procedurally with the traders
Right.
makes sense. It For as much as I don't enjoy Tarkov, I did enjoy what I played through of the Tarkov story. Like I only made it as far as customs. That's kind of where I stopped.
Yeah.
Every time I've been in like the Homewood server where I can see them all playing Tarkov, I'm just like, I'm actually gonna go to bed, just send them TikToks all night. But I'd rather do that than play Tarkov at this point. But eventually I will go back to the story, and it is actually like there's enough there to make somebody who has like no interest in Tarkov maybe want to pick it up and play it.
Mhm.
And it's done all right for itself. 1.0 release, I think they sold something to the tune of like 350,000 copies. They had a peak of 50,000 players on Steam. That's not including the Battlestate launcher, which is separate and aside.
Right.
Like it's good. It got people into it. I think it makes the game a little bit more manageable because the story tasks are much simpler to follow, and it breaks the game down into a more approachable bit. So like you do the tutorial on Ground Zero, and you extract. And then the first mission you go back to Ground Zero and you find the stuff for the traders, and you come back, you hand that in, and they're like, we need you to go here now. And then you go here and you find some stuff for them that's easier to find on that map. Like the customs task is find construction materials for skier. And if you have enough already, you can just hand them in. That's cool. They don't care. But like, you go to customs, it's easier to find construction based materials on customs. You come out, you hand them into skier. Skier gives you another task. It's probably back on customs. There's probably a couple things that you have to do there, and then you can move on to the next map. That's cool. That's fine because it gives you a chance to slow the way the game exists down, and then like parcel it out in bite-sized chunks, which is nice because Tarkov originally, Brad can attest to this. It's just here's what you can do, and here's all of the traders, and they all want stuff from you. Have fun.
Figure it out.
And
Here's
like,
missions
the game
that you have
teaches
no idea
nothing.
what to do with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cryptic descriptions vaguely describing an area on a map that you do not have access to in the middle of said raid. You must look on our forum that you guys made. Like,
To be
Christ.
fair, I
okay.
think the original roadmap to Tarkov was, and still is, they don't intend the game to be for everyone. So it is a lot of like mama bird kicking baby bird out of the nest, except for baby bird's actually a human and you're getting like Spartan kicked out of the nest. You don't have wings and there's nothing to catch you. It's just go figure out the game. You get no HUD, you get no nothing. You have to trial by fire figure out how everything works. what meds do what. Yeah, you can read the descriptions, sure, but then you got to figure out when it's best to use what. You got to be efficient with them. You got to know, which ammunitions are worth using versus which ones aren't, or if you're set out to do a certain task, which ammunitions are going to benefit you better because this one can one tap to the head, it actually does enough damage. When this one doesn't, it doesn't do enough damage, but it'll go through, class 4 plates.
Yeah. And see, I've seen
So that
I've seen a lot of fuck English hard. I've seen I've seen a
sorry,
lot
my
of
first language too.
Yeah, I know, right? I've seen a lot of streamers lately who are very back and forth on the topic as well. Like, let's take some of the biggest ones right now, Burnt Peanut and Gingy. They really enjoy Tarkov. They really enjoy all of the information and intricacies of it. But then there's a few others I've seen who, ever since Arc Raiders came out, have said, this has been really nice just to switch it up. I don't have to worry about what type of bullet goes in what gun. I can just pick up a gun, I can shoot, I can do what I need to do, and I can, essentially get my stream over with. I don't have to be managing a million different things all at once.
I think that's the beauty of Arc Raiders, is that it's meant to be something that anybody can pick up and play. Like,
Yeah.
if you have no experience with extraction shooters, it's very straightforward. There are only so many guns. They all take some variation of ammo, and it's not like
Small, medium, and large bullets.
small, medium, large energy bullets.
Yeah.
The end. And like, there's no variation, there's no benefit to a different style. Like, the benefit is light does less damage than medium, which does less damage than heavy.
Right.
The end. And which does less damage than energy.
Which is a typical statistic you would see.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's easy to understand for a new player. It's got the looting mechanic, but it also has, which is something the game never actually shows you. Now that I'm thinking about it, the game never shows you how to track.
Bye, Matt. You will be missed.
Things. So, like,
Having my phone.
Arc Raiders has a hideout that you're given after you complete the tutorial, and you have to build like the crafting benches in it. It never tells you can track what resources you require, and then it highlights them once you're in raid. Tarkov does that automatically as part of one of the last wipes before 1.0. Is like the second or third last wipe pre 1.0.
Yeah. The wish list system.
Added the wish list system, and it automatically wish lists crafting materials required for upgrade crafting items that you have favorited in a bench, and all of your crafting benches and upgrades are automatically wish listed. That bit some people don't like, but that was just how it launched originally, because that was something that I figured out. I was playing with Carl, and he was like, I hate that some items are just upgraded. Or just wish listed already. I was like, how many recipes do you have favorited? And he was like, I don't know. And I was like, go check. Because I was getting the same problem. And then I'd get out, it would be like, this is now available for craft. Like, oh, that's what that means. And that was how I connected 2 and 2. Just the subtle hints that the game gives you. But Arc Raiders at no point tells you how to do that. You have to go through each bench that you want to build and track the resources required. And then when you're in raid and searching for stuff, it's a tiny icon. And when you hover over it, it'll show you at the top, tracked for upgrade or tracked for crafting bench. And then you can pick it up and escape with it.
So,
that is kind of like, that's nice.
I do have a question.
Early game player.
This question was presented to me actually last week because me and Fred were playing it and we were debating on what it actually was, if it was a horror shooter or an extraction shooter. What are your guys' thoughts on GTFO?
It's a horror game.
Yeah, horror game.
Do you consider that a horror shooter?
Yeah, it's a horror shooter. It misses the same necessities that Call It Helldivers would. You don't
Right,
run the risk of losing your equipment.
Right.
There's only upsides from running. Even if you fail, you're going to earn experience towards more gear. But I'd definitely say it's a horror shooter, and one that I quite enjoy.
That's fair. Yeah, I've been GTFO. I've played it a few times, mainly for like our Halloween streams, and I want to get more into it. It's just the only person I play it with is Fred, and he's not always in the mood to play it, which is fair because I mean, there's a lot of games that we play. But yeah, that was just one of the questions that was presented to us on the stream of like, what would we consider this? And me and Fred kind of hemmed and hawed about it for a little bit, but we never actually came to a solid conclusion of the topic. And I knew we were going to be talking about this on Wednesday, so I was like, you know what? I'll just wait and answer this on Wednesday. But this is actually kind of leading into why I'm so excited for Rules of Engagement: The Gray State, because it's supposed to be an extraction shooter based around the game mechanics of Ready or Not with the atmosphere of GTFO.
It'd be really
And
sick.
yeah, so I'm really excited for when that comes out. It's supposed to be coming out
Ooh.
early 2026. It's already on my wish list, but
You were the first person to tell me about it,
yeah.
and then everybody was suddenly sending me TikToks about it.
I was first. I win.
I am a fan of extraction shooters that are removed from reality, and I
Yeah.
don't know to what degree Tarkov caused that.
Fair.
Like,
Well, and I want to get
it's
more
like
into
when-
extraction shooters because I actually do have fun with them.
I have fun with certain ones. At this point, but like
They're the
Gray
best.
State, they are the best. I like the core gameplay loop of an extraction shooter is a lot of fun, so that helps a lot.
Well, and the thing I'm gonna like about it is when it comes out, it's gonna be free to play. So that'll be interesting.
I don't know how that's gonna go.
Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna
Most
mean that
stuff.
it's still in its like processes like Tarkov was for so long, or if it's just because this company is looking to make a name for themselves. I don't know.
ABI.
Lots of
Arena Breakout Infinite.
That was one I
Arena
was thinking
Breakout
of
Infinite.
mentioning.
That's a solid one as a free to play. I know, like when Tarkov did the PvE Unchosen Edition, lots of people migrated to different games. As a prime example, this Twitch streamer that I know really good, he went from streaming Tarkov pretty much every day at that point to streaming a game called Gray Zone Warfare.
Yeah.
And part of his
Yeah.
intro for this podcast was actually going to be the God of the Gray Zone, and I passed on that because I thought that was too niche a reference. But like, lots. Where was I going with this? Oh boy, why'd you take the mind flayer back so fast?
What? I don't have it. Fuck, where'd it go?
Fuck. Shit. God, it's gone.
I can
knew
I can
that.
see him drooling. Oh no.
It'll only be
Just-
it'll only be accessible on special hugs mods.
quick! Someone send him bits so he can get it back. Fuck.
What was I saying?
Just take a drink of
Where
your.
was I going with that?
Yeah, just take a drink and percolate for a second. I'm having just as much fun as staring at him as I am.
Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da.
There we go. You broke him. There you go.
Have to get the toms in there. Time's up.
Arena Breakout Infinite is another game that was commonly jumped to when Tarkov did its Unchosen or its Unforgiven,
Unheard edition.
Unchosen,
Unheard.
Edition.
Yeah.
Alongside Gray Zone Warfare, because they were both military sim-esque. My problem with extraction shooters as free-to-play games is the monetization model of them is horrible, because it's basically just pay to win. I don't think ABI does that a lot, but it's
They had a
hard to
paid
avoid.
subscription for their secure container.
I mean,
There you go.
can you?
That's-
I mean, yeah, but is it really pay to win if you can only bring in so many extra items or take out so many extra items or take out such a large item?
When you can pay
It's
when you
it's the
can pay for something that
guarantee.
guarantees you, yeah,
I mean,
it's like
You're paying for a guarantee.
yeah, I guess you're paying for a guaranteed either safety of personal belongings or a valuable
high
other
value loot,
item.
right? So let's put that in Tarkov perspective. As part of
Yeah.
when Unheard was announced, they had mentioned that maybe they were going to add a bigger size secure container. So in Tarkov, you have Alpha, which is the base game's version, which is a 2x2. And then if you play long enough and you make it to a certain point, you can upgrade to a beta container, which is 2x3. If you owned Edge of Darkness, which was originally promised as like this is the ultimate edition of the game, you'll never have to pay for anything else if you own this version. You'll get all the DLCs and all the spin-offs like Arena would come to you for free. With Edge of Darkness, you got what was called a Gamma container, and that was 3x3. And then the end goal of basically every wipe was to get to Kappa, which is a 4x3. Brad, I've never got Kappa, so it's a 4x3 secure container. So it's a container that whatever you put inside is guaranteed to come out, irregardless of what it is. And that was something they changed very quickly for 1.0, and then they very quickly reverted it because people got upset. They've reverted a lot of things from previous wipes with 1.0, and I'm having read some of the patch notes, I'm a fan of all of it. But like paying for that ability in an extraction shooter where the game is to get in, loot, and get out doesn't make a ton of sense to me, because that's giving you a competitive advantage over other people. The other side of that is they overly monetize the cosmetics, which sucks too. Like, there's no win to that as in the extraction shooter kind of game sphere for pay to win. Like Hunt Showdown, you pay for the characters, but you can also just play the game and unlock them. So that's letting you use Adult Superpower Wallet, which I'm okay with. If it's something that can be grinded for or bought, that's all right. And like technically there's a balance to all of them, so there's none that have like a significant advantage except for when they first come out, because it's just the way it goes. But like
That's how you get people to buy them. It has to be broken at the
extraction
start.
shooters scare me a little bit, because like how are they going to do the monetization? Because obviously games cost money to develop, and then they cost money to continue developing them after the fact.
Especially at a live service valued game.
Yeah, like just like everybody bitched about it at first, but look at Battlefield. Battlefield added battle passes, and they also added RedSec to free-to-play mode, which is their battle royale. The RedSec mode being free to play is cool. I don't really care about that. But the flip side of that is they added lots of microtransaction based items. They added more because of that, and all of those things are just cosmetics, which is fine, right? You got to pay to keep developing the game. Battlefield Studios is a large studio. Is like an industrial term. It's a large nut to crack, right? You have a lot of, your rent is big, your payroll is big, your utility bills are colossal.
Well,
That
and
makes sense.
in today's
I can
world,
understand
having
a game
games,
studio can't operate forever for free
yeah.
or on initial sales.
Well, and in today's world, having games that don't have something you can buy with real world money just isn't a thing anymore, anyways. So they might as well utilize that. But I like the way Battlefield did it. Like you said, in the sense it's just cosmetics. It's nothing that will actually change the gameplay.
As long as they don't get too goofy with it, I think largely the community will back it as well. Like,
That was their
Call of
promise,
Duty.
was to stick with the tactical aspects that you would find in like field operations. It's like
Yeah.
their main goal
Yeah,
was
you're-
to stick around. You aren't
you're not
going
getting a Nicki
to
Minaj
Seth
skin.
Rogen.
No.
Yeah, you're not getting fat ass Nicki Minaj. You're not getting these weird fucking emotes that allow you to like, I don't know, do a backflip and land on your stomach. I don't know. You don't get all this weird shit.
Yeah.
It's
But
just
Tarkov
you're playing
has-
war games. It's what it is. You play war games.
Tarkov also has microtransactions. Most people don't realize. They come in a couple forms. The biggest form of
Extras.
them is obviously the expansions.
Smash
So PvE, that whole game mode is an expansion. Arena, which is just the first-person shooter version of Tarkov, which
Yeah.
is just gameplay or game mode-based games,
Mhm.
is one. But then they also add the stash upgrade system, which lets you pay for extra lines in your stash.
To 24
And then
extra ones, I believe.
56.
56. I
They've
apologize.
increased it.
How dare
And
you be
then-
wrong,
Oh,
Matt?
the release of 1.0. Apologies.
And then,
Apologies.
Be right back. I
one
need
that's
to log
been-
into BSG.
the biggest one is the cosmetics. Like you can buy apparel, which has
Yeah.
zero effect, except for some of them are very visible.
They
As
drippy.
an example,
That's about it.
I'm looking at the first one under the USEC tree, which is USEC Day Off. It is a, let me describe this as best as I can, a bright yellow Hawaiian shirt with what looks like bombs and magazines on it. And then so that's the top half, and the bottom half is a camouflage yellowish set of shorts. So bright colors in what most people would call a stealth game. Probably not great, but if you want to flex on the haters, it's going to cost you $14. And like they have that for both factions because Tarkov is split. You have USEC or Bear, which are the two characters you create every wipe if you play PvE. So like each of them has a version of that skin set. Cosmetics, when you buy them, are permanent, and you can change between them at any time using the Ragman services, because like certain traders have a service they offer. Ragman's is apparel, so lots of it's level locked or task locked, or you have to own it, like you have to own a version of it. My mic is not further away from my mouth than normal.
Well, you say that, but yet you just sounded a lot
You-
clearer.
Intermittently, like, quieter and
Muffled.
louder.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Then he blows his lung out on it.
He's
Okay.
back.
And I'm back.
Eh. Opa.
It's one of those things where I always try to talk quieter because I don't live alone, right? So I try to be conscious of the other person that's currently existing in the house alongside me. Um,
Same.
yeah,
I'll be a lot
Matt's super
luckier in this
same.
new
I've
place.
heard him. I've heard Matt scream
Yeah.
at whatever game. Like, so here's a fun thing about Matt. Matt
Okay.
used to be super
Changing
into
it up.
Rainbow
Tangent
Matt-
time.
Tangent. Matt used to be super into Rainbow Six, and by super into Rainbow Six, I mean spent thousands of dollars on
We were just talking about this the other night.
thousands on
Yeah,
Siege.
not hundreds, thousands. 2,500
Thousands.
to be exact.
So
What?
you guys, I think, would all remember our dad's old house, which was a 4-level split. Dad's room was on the top floor. There was a living room. There was a second. There was the first basement, which was where Matt's room and our shared bathroom was, and then I resided in the basement. I remember vividly, like laying in bed. It's a Tuesday night, a school night at that, and all we hear throughout the house apparently is Matt screaming through his mic at Rainbow Six Siege, and then all I hear after that is our father,
Oh no.
Grandpa Steve himself, as he stomps down the stairs from his room into the living room. Yeah, you can hear it all
He
through the
jumped
floor.
down
It's
the
just
stairs. He jumped down the
it's
stairs
just-
and his feet just clattered as he hit the ground. It was a terrifying feeling. I know exactly what you're talking about.
You
as
have
talk
summoned
about
the awakening.
yeah.
No,
he
my
woke,
door.
He
The
woke
one
Dad
true
up,
Demon Lord.
and then Dad comes down to his room, throws the door open, and then just starts yelling. What are you so upset about that you're yelling at 11 o'clock at night? And then all we hear is Matt. Huh? And then Dad, still
fully pissed. Stop fucking yelling at the game and go to bed. And then as he goes back up to his room and it slams his door shut and goes to bed. And I'm laying in bed, fully awake now, at 11 o'clock at night. Like, what happened up there? And like the next day, I'm getting ready for work, and Dad's like, "So did that wake you up last night?" And I went, "Was it supposed to?"
Which part?
Not necessarily. And I went, "Yeah, I heard it all, big man." And he was just like, "Yeah, sorry about that. Your brother was just on my nerves." And I was like, "It's cool. I get it." Because I used to leave the basement door open, and then my door cracked because our dog at the time would come down to the basement and like sleep in my room by the door.
Right.
She'd snoot her way in and just
Yeah,
lay on the carpet right in front of the door.
Yeah, she'd just hang out in the basement with me because it was cool down there. And I remember she jumped, which was the first cause for alarm when Dad started stomping as she was up, like ready to go. And I was like, "Oh, what a good guard dog." And then I hear Dad screaming through the house. I'm like, "Oh man." Like, I heard Matt yelling, but this is
not
plot.
this is not going to be good.
This is the plot. Yeah, I have a bit of a problem with that.
We're working
That's
on it.
okay because it's fun in games when I turn it into a joke after I yell. It's just not fun in games when I wake up the house when I yell.
It's funnier because like the thing that needed to like mitigate you was having a kid. Playing games with you now when Zach is asleep is a much better experience. Or better yet, when Zach is on his lap.
Oh, that's just Comedy
Because he's-
Central.
You can see him
Because I'm getting so
shaking through his
frustrated.
webcam.
I'm so upset, but it's like, no, I can't play
And
Win
Zach
right
is sitting
now.
there in his
I'm
lap
playing
just
to play.
shaking too.
You know what? Okay, you know what I've actually taken
It's
to doing?
so good.
When we play Battle Sector and he's on Matt's lap, I a lot of times turn Matt's webcam off so I can't see it because the out of context shit that gets said is so peak in the middle of a battle sector. Like, I'm trying to decide where to put my Demon of Prince, and I'm listening to him wrestle his baby to not chew the table or chew his phone, and it's like, nope, that's the phone. And you're losing it because it went in your mouth. Oh, that's my keyboard. No, you can't have the lights. Don't slam my mouse, please. Please don't touch the monitor. That's the power button.
It's just such random
Yeah,
interjections.
And then it
that
just
that
completely
poke
180s, and he goes, "Oh, you must be hungry. Okay, I'm gonna take 5 after my turn and go feed him." Comes back 10 minutes later, the kid's asleep. Did you fucking kill him? Like,
I
put
put
No,
you down.
genuinely, my child is fairly simple. He wants what he wants, and he gets what he wants because he needs it. Like, he needs to eat, cool. You need to get changed, cool. You're rubbing your eyes, okay, you need a nap, cool. You don't want a nap? Go in your playpen. You wanted to play? Cool, here's some puffs so you can snack. Oh, you fell asleep? Cool, I'll put you in your crib. You're down for the count.
yeah, but
He
listening
is
to
very
your
simple, but he is very loud.
listening to your monologue when he's screaming though, like we're in the middle of a Battlefield 6 game, and I can hear him cutting in every once in a while, in the mic, and Matt's just like, "Yep, you're upset. I can tell. Oh, I got shot again. Yep, you probably want some food. I'll give it to you in 5." It's just this wild paradox.
I feel like Matt and Brad as fathers would be identical in that. Like,
So nonchalant.
kid on lap. Yeah, hold on, just give me 5 seconds. I gotta hide in this bush.
That
And then like
Yeah.
telling everybody else in the Tarkov raid, "All right, protect me for the next 15 minutes. I'll be right back." Disappears a small child for a brief amount of time.
See,
I look forward to that.
that's an amazing feeling getting to do that though with your kid. Like, I have a picture of me sitting on the couch with Tegan when she was like 3 months old, and she is watching Spiral on the TV, and holy fuck, the shining light in her eyes, and the 3-month-old baby that doesn't know how to recognize pretty much anything except for the fact that I'm hungry, I scream, I sleep, I scream, I shit, I scream. and watching the majestic dragon on the TV. But that played against me because fast forward 5 years and now I can't take 2 steps in the living room without. Want to play Spyro? Well, no. How about we watch? No, Spyro. How about you eat some breakfast? No, Spyro. I'm gonna fucking break my own Xbox. I have 50
Sorry,
games on the
is broken,
Xbox.
It won't turn on. Just unplug it and hit the power button a few times. Let's see it doesn't work.
Holding the Xbox in my hands. Oh no, honey, it doesn't work. Snaps it in half.
Power supply power switch. They don't understand what the 0 and the I mean. What the
Yep.
fuck do you mean? You have to show them that, and as long as it's not a glowing button,
Oh,
you're fine.
I am aware. She knows how to turn my computer on and work Steam's library to find her Sonic game. But I plugged in our N64 the other night to play Mario Party 2 with her. She couldn't figure out how to turn it on. I was like, honey, it's a slider button. This one? No, that's the reset button you push. I said the slide button to the left. This one? It doesn't click. It's because it doesn't click. It's a slider. I showed her, and she's like, I don't get it.
The next generation is doomed. Oh no. They don't know how to turn on an N64. We're cooked.
It was also
Chad.
hilarious
Chad
that
send help.
I turned the machine on.
They won't need to. AI will do it for them.
Yeah, no shit. I when I
I'd
turned.
like to see Chat drink 69 curse fucking lat, brother.
But yeah, honestly, our generations are devolving in a race of caveman faster than the fucking Las Vegas GP did.
We probably got a point on that.
Yep.
I'll be real. I try not to think about it too much.
Every time I think about it, I kind of just start screaming, and they tell me to stop getting angry at work.
The anger management's working, I swear.
Nah.
It's just
probably
the
should
I'm
go.
managing to get angry very easily.
yeah. People are
It's
just getting
like-
dumber.
I am chill.
5 seconds. You see, my coworker is very, gets very angry very quickly, and I just kind of sit there and I'm like, I can't be mad at the same time. We're both mad. We'll say something bad, and that just doesn't go well when you have to work with somebody, every single day. So I'm just like, man, I agree. This place is shit.
I feel you. My soul
Please don't
is also
leave.
black.
Please don't quit. You're like the only person keeping this place together. Please don't quit. He does so much of the extra shit, it's not even funny. He says, oh, I don't want to fucking do it. And then he'll go do like 5 hours worth of that specific set of things. He's like, okay, it's all done. What do you mean it's all done? I went and did everything. Did what of everything? The back's clean, the grease room's clean, every bay's been washed. He's grabbed all the shit from in the drains. It's all done. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go have a smoke now. Fuck this place.
The only thing
I'm gonna
saving
walk away. Like
the only thing saving him
he
his
is-
sanity.
he is no. This man is built different. He's the guy who's into Warhammer tabletop.
Ah,
So he's the Tau guy.
no wonder he's always so
plays-
angry.
He needs that job to feed his hobby.
No, that's the thing. He
Feed
just
his
quit.
army.
No, you want to get you? He's a 44-year-old man.
Yeah, so he's been around since like the beginning of the tabletop. Then
He just started like a couple months ago.
Jesus Christ.
He dropped one of his hobbies
Okay.
to pick up this hobby,
Okay.
and now him and his buddy
Okay.
they'll play against each other all the time. He's painting his minis because he's like all the painted ones I play with, but before when he didn't have them, he was like, yeah, no, we just like, here's what I have. Like he'd write everything down. Like these units have this, these units have this, and like he had everything written down because, as he mentioned, when he was a kid, he used to play actual war games. You get the statistics of an army
Right.
against another person's statistic of an army. You give
Right.
it to a ref. The ref decides, okay, no, this army would win because this, with all these different reasonings. That's what he grew up with. He used to code his own games. He used to play the very shitty coded games that he'd get from all the different back of the magazines. Like he grew up with the internet. And
You know, back in the day, Matt, we called that freeware.
That I can see just
I wouldn't know
broken.
that
His
means
eyes glazed over so hard.
Just fucking.
I'd be willing to bet that Matt's the only one here that is younger than Google.
I'm 24.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it,
What,
Yeah.
2000?
End of 1998 is when Google came out.
I'm
Yeah.
only,
Yeah,
I'm
but-
only a couple months younger than it.
We barely squeak the older than Google line, but
Yeah.
we'll hold it against you till you die.
Yeah, that's okay.
They say age is wisdom, so obviously I'm smarter than Google.
That's a pretty accurate statement with a lot of the interviews I see these days.
Oh man, don't even get me started on the like interviews that are on. You know what?
So bad.
Don't get me started. He's starting.
I saw one funny one, and I don't know. It's probably against Twitch terms of service, so I'm gonna leave out most
Interesting.
of the details.
Pussy.
But I saw CBC. Hey, brother, this is your only revenue stream right now. You settle
so
down.
long to connect with that one.
This was an interview that was posted on TikTok by CBC News,
Okay.
the Canadian Broadcasting Company,
Right.
and it was in, I want to say, like a small town in Alberta, because of course it was, and it was a probably, if I had to guess, it would have been like a second or third generation East Indian guy,
Mm-hmm.
like third generation Canadian, probably second generation realistically, and he's going off about the current like generation of people coming to the country and how they're absolutely destroying it. And I was like,
Hmm.
this dude was
Well,
built
well.
somewhere between you guys
Aw.
and like Brad and Will. He was a bigger dude, and he's sitting there. He's got like you guys have seen my plaid jacket. He's got like that style plaid jacket on with a Carhartt toque. He's got a cigarette in one hand and a Tim's coffee in the other, and he's just going off. And it's these guys, and it sounds like a white dude is talking. Like this is a big East Indian dude from Alberta. He sounds purebred Albertan, and he's going off. And I'm watching like,
It's the
God
most
damn.
Albertan man that's ever
This is
walked
an
here.
Albertan. Is what that is actually. It was the best interview I think I've watched recently, because like the newscaster, you could tell, is trying to keep it on the rails, and he's just going off.
This guy has
There's no
chosen
stopping him.
truth.
He's
Truth bomb
chosen
hitting
truth,
hard.
and he doesn't care about reconciliation. There's
Fuck your
there's no
censorship.
shame in his game. It was so funny to watch. I wish I'd sent it to people. It was so good.
To be fair,
I-
I'm not on TikTok a lot anymore. I know, because I have over 100 messages from you. I usually
You're welcome.
I usually look at it like once every 5 or 6 months.
You should up that number up,
Oh yeah.
because I sent you. We listened to that song "Bird Cowboy"
Mm-hmm.
before Brad ended up joining the Discord,
Right.
which is a banger song. I'll send it to you, Brad. I sent
Oh,
you a
it's so
TikTok about that
confusing.
song like a week ago
Yeah.
when I first found it, when it first showed up on my feed.
Uh-huh.
Before I forget, I'm going to send that to Brad right now. But anyways, extraction shooters, am I right?
yeah. Extraction
How-
shooters.
What is it like? What extraction shooters? Extracting McShoot. What has it been like going through the Tarkov life cycle up until now? What do you think about Tarkov as it is now in 1.0?
Welcome back,
I
Sam
am
and
curious about that, because you've been playing Tarkov since it came out.
Yeah. I've been playing since open beta. I missed closed beta by like 2 weeks, something like that. Like I learned about it when I was in closed beta. When I started playing, you could go to Woods, Customs, and Factory. Those were your only 3 maps. There was no healing animations, so if you could spam your heal button fast enough, you could literally out heal a gunfight.
Nice.
And reloading your magazines was instantaneous. So rather than bringing 5, 6 magazines, you could just bring 2, and then fill your backpack with ammunition, drag, drop, instant reload.
Jesus.
So that was call it starting state. Not to mention the item renders where they left a lot to be desired. So, I mean, as the game has grown, lots of improvements, lots of call it realism improvements, but with every major update you had almost a 50-50 split of the community, those complaining that, these realistic changes were making the game harder and less competitive, but given the roadmap of the game, that's the direction it was always going to go.
Yeah.
Right? Like they added healing animations, so now it wasn't you weren't spamming in the middle of a gunfight. You actually needed to take cover and heal, giving your opponent a chance to move, or you just had to fight until you were dead or won the gunfight and then take 5 minutes to heal.
Mm-hmm.
The healing takes forever, but it's an understandable reasoning behind it because it would take you forever to heal. It is going for that realism.
Yeah. To be fair, back then when you had a limb blacked out, you played the rest of the raid without that limb. There was no surgery kits back then. Like you couldn't recover a leg after it had been shot. You're just gonna have a limp and walk at a snail's pace for the rest of the game. So, I mean, giving the drastic, just kind of like straight from A to Z, starting line to finish line, I'd say they're 2 completely different games. But it was enjoyable to go through the whole process. And by going through the whole process, Tarkov doesn't have the harsh learning curve that, say, somebody who's jumping in now that it's on Steam, right? You can jump right
Yeah.
into 1.0. There is a tutorial now. I don't know how
Yeah.
much use it would be, but like,
I think it's enough.
There's a
It's
free
does it
Linux in there. You just have to find out.
yeah, it doesn't cover everything. Like there's lots of the game that the tutorial just blatantly omits. But like
you
it
can put it on and
covers
play with no sound if you want.
how to interact with loot items. It covers like the new
It's fine.
collectible system in like the audio tapes. It shows you like it it gives you a breakdown on like gun failures because like you pick up that MPX that the tutorial gives you and it's jammed and
Yeah,
it's you
so you
pick it up
have to
off a
clear
dead
it.
body, so you have to learn how to use the gun check and the gun repair cues in order to clear the chamber so that it will shoot when you like if you encounter something. um like the tutorial, and it also covers surgery. If you get shot by one of the scavs, which if it's your first time, you're probably getting shot because it don't play like no Call of Duty or Battlefield. Um, you know, the game tells you take cover and heal, and here's where your healing items are, and then it gives you a very quick breakdown. It's not enough to cover everything you need to know, but it'll tell you like if you when you pick up the AFAK, which is the black health kit, it tells you to bind it to a hotkey, and then when you get shot, it tells you that an AFAK will cure a light and a heavy bleed, which is just enough to keep you alive. Maybe not for a long time, but it'll save you. Because like I played the tutorial, the first scav I came through hit me for a heavy bleed in the leg, immediately blacked my leg, was really wishing I'd picked up a surgery kit, didn't, and I'm sitting there, I'm like hobbling through the raid. I just staunched the heavy bleed, and I'm like, shit. Um, but it has been cool to see. I agree, like where it is now versus like where it is when I started playing. What was your favorite wipe? because like certain wipes had flagship features. Like the one that always pops into my mind is inertia, when they added like the inertia system to Tarkov, so you couldn't
Inertia
bob
system
back
is
and forth.
probably my favorite, and that was simply because I was never, I played Tarkov because it wasn't Call of Duty. So when all of a sudden all of these hardcore PvP players can't, jiggle PQ anymore because of the inertia system is going to make them slow down, stop, and then come back. There was a month period of, you'd have this mega Chad with a big backpack, heavy armor, and a decked out gun go to jiggle PQ, and you just shoot him in the head because he's stepping out in front of you,
'Cause you
and he's
watched him-
gonna
you
pause
watched
for
him
a
do it so
second before he
slowly.
goes back. Yeah.
I liked, like, I started playing, I think it worked up to like 2 wipes before inertia. And my favorite memory of Tarkov is probably still my first raid with
Murder
other
Inc.
people. What we now know as the murder maneuver. Hilariously, he did that on stream, I think. And it was literally like my first raid ever in Tarkov. I don't know if Matt knows the story, and Will literally just ran to go check his laundry and stuff, because of course he did. So first raid, we load in, we go to interchange, and interchange is 3 levels. So there's the base level, which includes the parkade of the mall. Then there's the main level of the mall, and there's the top floor or the second floor of the mall. We are in the parkade. We're deep in it. It's dark. Like the lighting engine of Tarkov was not updated till much later. And we're trying to hunt down this scav or a player. We're not sure what. And it's me, Brad, Murder, and somebody else, because there was a 4-man. And there's a C-can in the middle of the parkade. And there's C-cans up against the walls. And we all come in one way. And it's the C-can in the middle, C-cans on the walls, and then an exit into the open area. And I'm full rat mode, paranoid boy, first game. I've never played this game before. And I'm hard leaned over because they told me how to lean, and I'm crawling slowly. I'm like, all right, guys, I think I got him. And then all I hear is Murder through Discord goes, yeah, I think I got him right here. Click. And my screen goes black. And I look over at his stream as the stream delay captures him shooting me in the back of the head at point blank range. And then I look over, and sure enough, killed by Murder Inc. 707. Head back of head. I'm like, oh, that was me, bud. And listening to that man, like, no, why didn't you come? Why didn't you tell me where you were? I didn't know that was you. And like just blaming me for my subpar callouts. I'm like, I've never played this game before. Why didn't you tell us that? That was probably like the only really good memory of Tarkov I think I have, is that like first raid. And just the comedy of it looking back. Because at the time I was like, man, that sucks. Because I brought in like an assault rifle and a pistol and grenades and healing items and an armor kit, a backpack, a rig. And I was like fully kitted, like this is going to be good. Because this is what they told me to bring into the raid. And then head back of head. Shit. Fuck. God damn it. It's between that and the first raid I think we ever did with Tanner. If you
That's fair.
remember that raid, that was hilarious. The boys zooted off the top of his dome,
I'm running around
panicked
with
out,
MP5. Yeah.
running around with MP5 on woods. Guys, I think I found one. I got him. And all of us, okay, did he get us? No, he didn't. Shit. Way to go, Tanner. And him, I got one. Those are good. Those are weird times because like Tarkov was much harder to play then. I think it's easier now. Weirdly,
I'd say it is.
like they've added more stuff, but the game as a whole is more well-rounded for like the new player. There's more aspects of it that you can kind of go towards.
and the task system has been streamlined to a point where it makes sense, A to B to C. Like, yeah, if I do this task, then obviously, yeah, that might be my next task. Ground Zero helped that a lot. That was probably my favorite wipe, was the wipe that added Ground Zero as a map, because I played the shit out of it. That was the map that finally taught me how to call out landmarks. Years after I started playing that game. It was
Yeah.
it's we're at rock on top of the hill. What does that mean? The rock on top of the hill, Chris.
I see that, but what do you mean?
What rock? Yeah. Matt, do you have a favorite wipe? Do you remember one that was like special? I think you've played the least amount of the three of us who have played.
Think so. I don't know. I genuinely just enjoyed the game through and through. It was always a classic, like, Milsim experience. I don't know.
Valid.
It, like, every time the end of wipe came, it was always really fun. Because you get the end of wipe event, bosses spawning everywhere, max level traders, it just let you feel like it let you feel like a Chad for once. You know, you could just buy anything from the store. Everything on the flea was dirt cheap or stupid expensive. I don't
I
know.
remember that first wipe that I hit level 30, which was like a big benchmark, and being like the poorest level 30 player in the group of us, because everybody else had the Bitcoin farm and they'd done all the tasks, and I had just kind of been along for the ride up until that point. And that was the wipe right after I bought Edge of Darkness. And everybody being like, Chris, how can you only have 500,000 rubles? And I'd be like, I don't know. Like, I got no idea. And looking at like Easton Stash or Brad's or Kyle's, and like, oh yeah, I might be playing this game wrong. Like I might have missed the point at some point. How did I wind up here? I don't know.
It's the plot a little bit on that one.
I've been extracting like everybody else. Why has everybody else got so much more money than me?
Because
Yeah.
extracting don't make you money. You gotta grab the right stuff.
Or life decisions.
Poor life decisions for sure. Grabbing the right stuff in Tarkov is one of like the hardest parts, I think, is knowing where the right stuff is that's gonna make you the big money. And then like knowing, if you don't know where the big money stuff is, knowing what's worth money as you go. Because that's a pure trial and error process up until you start to kind of figure it out. And like that changes as the game cycle progresses wipe to wipe. Like what's worth a lot of money on the flea day 2 is not worth a lot of money day 3, is worth even less day 4, but might be worth a lot on like day 26. So like sitting on the investment over the long term or cashing out because you think it's worth a lot, and like that added gamble in the flea market, like the player to player market, is fun because it makes you think like, okay, at this point in wipe, people are probably at farming part 1. So, or they're past farming part 1, which means they can build the Bitcoin farm. So graphics cards are going to be worth a ton for a day, and a day only. So if I list all of them, I'll make that money back because I've been sitting on them for so long. Or do I hold them until I hit farming part 1, and then I can give them all into the trader, complete the task, and build my own Bitcoin farm? Not like a dichotomy between those two stages every wipe, because like the cyclical gameplay of it in the wipe system is nice, because it forces you to think about what you know of the game as the game cycle progresses into the end stage. I think
And
the only
now
other
the
wipe,
wipes are done.
yeah, I think the only other thing,
I must ask, Chris, when did you buy and start playing your game? Because I was kind of questioning how long you've been playing versus me. Because I bought the first copy of Prepare for Escape 21st of June 2020. So I'm just
That's a great
curious.
question. Let me check. I think it was like 2019 or 2020. The Last Majesty, purchases, profile. I bought the first edition of the game that I ever bought was standard I bought it on the 24th of April in 2020, shortly after my birthday. And then in 2021, in February, so like 2 wipes later, I bought Prepare to Escape. And then I gifted somebody Standard Edition at the same time. And then I bought Edge of Darkness 2 days after I bought Prepare to Escape. I did it the most expensive way because the game, there was no cost break to upgrading editions. And then in 24, I got Unheard. And I don't even think I bought it. I think I bought it for somebody else. I think I bought it for my roommate.
In the past 40 seconds, this man just said the word bot 10 times. I'm impressed.
Thanks.
Genuinely impressed.
I'm really good at it.
I don't know.
want
I don't know
the
why
standard
my
edition.
ADHD just clung to that, but I just happened to know. It's just like, he said that word a lot.
I bought the standard edition 31 December 2017. That was my last purchase for a whole year. Not really, like 6 months. 13 April 2018, I bought another standard edition account as a gift, and I believe that's when I drug Easton into this whole thing. And then nothing until the following month, May of 2018, I bought the Edge of Darkness edition. And I did not purchase another thing for that game until 2024. When they first added cosmetics, I got the Urban Responder kit.
Understandable. Truly an understandable purchase. I've contemplated it many times, and I'm like, nah, I can't.
It was always my favorite cosmetic anyway that I would level up to and buy. So, I mean, just to have it right off the bat is nice.
Just to be dripped out. Yeah, I just
have never
finished
bought
resetting my
anything
PvE
except for
account.
game editions. Yeah.
Yeah, while I was on BSG, I just went reset PvE because it's the only way for me to access late game content. And that's what I would want. So I get to restart that journey, that new story mission, because PvE only for Tarkov because I don't want to kill myself.
I got,
Yeah.
Urban Responder USEC for April 24. The stash upgrade, 2 additional lines times 14 for April 24. And then nothing until this would have been a little while after Unheard actually came out. I got the USEC Day Off cosmetic because who doesn't want bright yellow shirt and shorts? The Unheard edition as well. And then after that, it's just stuff this month for Arena, and then I just got the next stash upgrade tonight because I didn't know you could get more.
That's the limit on the stash upgrade never made a ton of sense to me. Like, in the same breath, I think the fact that you can buy more stash lines never made a ton of sense either. Because like if you owned Edge of Darkness, you had the
You
the
had the
maximum
biggest
level.
stash.
Yeah. And that was always the point, was that you had to work with the confines of the biggest stash space. And then they were like, yeah, you can buy more stash lines. It's like,
Well, and the
okay,
other thing
that's
too is so having
cool.
Edge of Darkness in later points of the game, they added in that stash was now an upgradable module in your hideout. So even base game players could still gather the
Tame
materials,
that.
save up the money to level up their stash in game. So it was still, there was no pay to win aspect at all. Not that being able to hold more stuff in your stash helps you win the gunfights, right? Like your
Yeah.
in-game fights are still fair, but being able to hoard more stuff out, I don't know that necessarily a pay to win, but yeah,
It's
now you
it's
can buy larger than the largest thing that you can craft.
Mhm. It's a good way to do transactions, like purchases for the game. It was one of those things where, like, I think with Edge of Darkness, when they announced it originally, they probably overpromised with it, because like when everybody else was getting upset about the fact that PvE was going to be unheard only, so you had to buy a new edition of the game in order to gain access to it. It made sense to me. Like, was it Sharky? Absolutely, given what they had promised the player base already. But they should have never promised that, because of how long they knew the dev time was going to be. Like, if they had not declared that, like Arena being free with Edge of Darkness, sure, that makes sense. And even if you had it, that didn't guarantee you immediate access. Like, you still had to wait until they released to your like wave of that edition, or you could buy it, which, like, we know people that did. Um, or no, because they released it, the alpha in waves, and it wasn't until they went to the beta that you could buy it. But like, that made sense. It's like, yeah, okay, but PvE being basically a separate game, I think it was Carl who hit me with the opinion that, like, it makes sense that you'd have to pay more for that because it's a different game, because you no longer have to contend with people. So like, it's the same game, yes, but it is a different game within that parameter set. I don't know. It's one of those weird ones where, like, I get it because game development is expensive, but at the same time, it's like that, like, they shouldn't have done that.
Yeah. I mean,
I fully
Edge of
expected the
Darkness was
1.0
supposed
release
to
to be a new edition.
That would be shitty.
government funded games.
Edge of Darkness was supposed to be the equivalent of like a digital deluxe, right? Where you're getting a season pass or you're getting the first 5-year season pass. They just worded it poorly. But
Yeah.
to be fair, you would think that being a pre-order, Edge of Darkness was a pre-order of the game. It would be no different than if you pre-ordered a digital deluxe edition version of the newest Call of Duty. You're going to expect to get everything on release day. So you could argue that because the game was still in beta, they didn't have to give you any of that stuff. You could pay for it then if you wanted, otherwise you had to wait for full release. That would make more sense. Right? Like if Edge of Darkness got everything that had been promised to them, everything else that you could have bought up to this point, but you got it now because it was release day, that would make sense. But at the same time, when the game's already so bloody expensive, I was fully on board with everyone complaining that, it should be included. We already
Yeah.
spent twice as much as the game was worth, double the price of a regular AAA title at the time in 2017, 2016. Like, we've given you our money. Give us the fucking game.
Yeah, that's valid. Like Tarkov, I remember when I bought the base edition of the game, and the base edition at the time was $50 because they didn't have the Canadian dollar option in their store. And
Still
it was
don't.
like, no, they still don't.
Yeah.
And the conversion came out to like $70 for the base edition. I was like, okay, that's like a full price AAA game. Hope I get my money's worth out of this. And I played one raid, got shot in the back of the head. The murder maneuver was cemented forever in history, and I uninstalled the game. And then I reinstalled it because, like, literally that was how quick that happened. And then I reinstalled it and bought Prepare for Darkness because I think it was Brad convinced me to, because the new wipe was going to add inertia, and that was going to change how the game played. And I was like, okay, cool, I'll get back into it. So I reinstalled it, upgraded my edition, and then 2 days later had everybody tell me that I should just buy Prepare for Dark or Edge of Darkness because that's going to give me more stuff to start with.
Hello, Fire.
And so I did that. And by the time that all chalked out, I was probably at $200 and some. Like, because
Should have
the
been about
upgrade,
195 at
Yeah.
the time.
yeah, because the
It's
upgrade to
stupid.
Prepare was another like $70, and the upgrade to Edge was, or no, it would have been $45. The upgrade to Edge of Darkness was another 45 after that.
Yeah, when I got
It
the
was
second
just-
cheap with the conversion, it was. I remember my one buddy, he actually bought it for me. He gifted me the game, and then I had to rebuy it later. But he's like, "Here, I'll buy you the game. I'll send you the money, and then you just pay me back." I was like, "Sure." And then he sends me the text with the receipt, and I'm like, "Holy shit! I just spent that much on a single game."
Yeah, I remember the
mean,
biggest
now-
thing about Unheard being that like Unheard was almost a
That's
$70
nothing now.
price. And like the base price of it was $50 from Edge of Darkness.
One
Like, they
could
were
say
charging
it
you
was
for another
unheard of.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry, I'm just trying to.
exactly.
I'm just trying to click in here when I can. I know nothing about this fucking game.
You want to hear what's unheard of? Here's a funny story. Chris would remember
Fucking
this.
cracked
when,
me up.
We walked into my dad's house, and I'm sitting there on my phone, going, "Why won't it let me buy this?" I got the Unheard of edition for myself for $81 to upgrade. I then proceeded to spend $483 to buy my best friend Eric the Unheard edition of the game.
That's right. We were
without
drunk in
him
the back
having
of
a
Julia's car.
single thing.
We were drunk. It was the holidays. We'd been drinking all day, and we were talking about Unheard because it was right after it came out. And I was like, yeah, because I had been talking about it because our friend Carl bought it for me. And I was like, yeah, like the PvE is actually a lot of fun. That's how I convinced my roommate to buy into it because he owned the standard edition. Because he bought the standard edition because I was talking about Unheard. And then I had to inform him that like, no, to play the PvE, sorry, you either have to buy the expansion or buy Unheard. Like, and then I bought him Unheard edition. But like we were in the back of Julia's sedan, like our sister, and Matt's like, it won't let me process the payment. What the fuck's going on? And I look over, I'm like, what are you trying to buy right now? And the total in like the transaction payment house that they were using for it is like $480. I'm like, what are you buying right now? He goes, well, I'm upgrading myself to Unheard and I'm buying it for Eric so I have somebody to play with. I'm like, what?
When I say this, I say this with all sincerity. I spend too much on video games, and it's like almost as bad as like a gold digger wife going credit card shopping with her husband's credit card. Like that's me with video games. I go, you know what? I'd really like to play that game.
Is there any way to not say that sincerely about yourself? Because that is the first step of admitting you have a problem.
That's like how I got Arc Raiders. Matt badgered me
I
for
got
weeks.
Arc Raiders.
Matt badgered me for weeks to come play Arc Raiders after it came out. I think it was like 2 weeks after the game came out. He was like, Chris, when are you going to get Arc Raiders? Come play with me. I was like, whenever you buy me the game, lol, obviously a joke. And then 5 seconds later, I get the message bet and the email from Steam confirming I've received a gift. And I'm like, what? And he was just like, yeah, you should download it when you get home and we'll play tonight. And luckily, like I have the Steam app on my phone, so I just installed it while I was at work. But I was like, "You son of a bitch! Like that's expensive." He was like, "It's only $60." I'm like, "Yeah, expensive." Like, I'm not poor by any stretch, but I was waiting for it to go on sale. Like, I think it's on sale right now, thanks to the Steam Black Friday sales. Not sponsored, just big fans of the brand.
See,
It's
this
like-
is the metronome
bad
that
in my luck.
happens. The metronome that happens here in this kind of situation for me is, you guys all agree that that's how you guys lose your money so quickly. You know, like with you and Brad just now. That's how I got Arc Raiders. Hey, that's how I got Arc Raiders. Meanwhile, I'm sitting over here, and that's why I cry at night, because I don't have money. I am the brokest of the broke bitches.
Which reminds me,
Got on
I've got
to
a.
see Chris playing the game and went, I want more games that I can play with Chris. And
Fair.
I bought it.
See, Chris is a bad influence. All he has to do is just
You
exist.
think? You think that's bad?
True.
Mortal Kombat 1 is $13.99 right now. Are you kidding me?
You know what else is
Stop.
on sale right now? F125 for 50%.
Stop! I can't afford anything. I have
You know what I'm
203 games on
uninstalling
my
from my
wish
Steam
list that I
library
can't
right now?
buy.
Actually, I'm not going to uninstall F124 because I think Brad and I are in the middle of a co-op career on that, and so are Kyle and I.
You go ahead. I already uninstalled that game.
Okay, cool.
No lie, you're a little behind.
I had a space struggle and had to delete a bunch of games. So
That's right. I've been very lucky in that sense. That's one of the few things I have not had to struggle with. The Lord and Savior Donovan, or Tony as you guys know him, that built my computer. He built it with 3 hard drives in place. The smallest one being a 1 terabyte, the biggest one being a 7 terabyte, and the middle one being a 5 terabyte. So I have a lot of space. That is not something I have had to worry about.
Last year,
Remastered or Oblivion Remastered is also on sale. Just saying.
yes, it is. So every year, as like a fun heel turn, I make an adult purchase for myself as a Christmas gift because like nobody's buying me a snowmobile for Christmas.
Shut the
So-
fuck up.
Sorry, I don't
No,
got
we all know how bad that.
Tell you
was.
what, I'll drop you one off. All you gotta do is
Yeah.
make the conclusive payments.
No, already been there, done that. I got that T-shirt. I don't want it.
Look, I'm just saying,
Um,
I'll get you a snowmobile. I did, what happens after that, it's on you.
Listen, if it's a used snowmobile that's free, sign me up. If it's a new snowmobile I'm gonna make payments on, get that shit out of here.
I actually might be
Uh,
able to get you a 1978 Scorpion.
Yeah, that sounds pretty my
That's-
speed.
All that it needs is a new pull cord because the pull cord ripped and recoiled back into the recoil spring. That's all it needs is just a new pull start, which is dead easy to fix. You just need to find one.
Mm,
Go to
That's
worldparts.com
easier than you
and
think it is.
actually it
Go to-
is for me.
Go
You're
to fucking-
forgetting.
go
I
to Rec
used
Supply here
Yeah.
in the city
yeah.
and get universal ripcord and a nice billet handle for it. So
Well-
it's easier to replace in the future when the cord pulls straight out of the handle and suddenly your recoil looks like a ball of yarn.
Well, not only that, but don't forget when I
Um,
was working in parts in the motorsports industry, I had access to that World Parts website that dealt with antique machines like the old John Deere Buck ATVs and stuff like that.
So anyways, back to the topic. Every year for Christmas I make an adult purchase for myself. Last year that adult purchase was a 4 terabyte solid state drive.
Right.
To replace one of my 2 terabyte ones because when I built this computer in its current form originally, I had 2 Western Digital 2 terabyte drives in it,
Right.
like M.2 drives, and I was running out of space, which is a issue that Brad has just experienced. So my fix to that was the Western Digital 4 terabytes went on sale for like half. I think they were actually like 70% off. I bought mine from Best Buy or Memory Express. So I went to Memory Express, I bought a 4 terabyte, and then I sold my 2 terabyte to my roommate because she was running out of space because she's also a hoarder like I am,
Right.
where everything stays on the drive until you until 10 years down the run. So that's how I upgraded. And then like this year, my adult purchases include a pair of steel-toed shit kickers for work. I bought a new power supply. I bought a new truck in August again. Last year I bought a truck. Whoops.
Whoops, he says.
I bought a snowmobile for myself one year. Everybody, I think only Brad and Matt would remember how well that went for me.
No, I
Actually, I think
remember.
Matt
I mean, you
Matt
bought a lemon, but
hilariously,
that's not your fault.
I would state also that Matt got the most use out of that snowmobile consecutively in the entire time I owned it. Because you guys went to Waiakwen right after Christmas, and I had to go to work. And so they all left with our buddy David and his trailer and all of the sleds loaded up to a cabin in the middle of a snow bowl for a week. And I had to work, and Matt went with them. And they come back and they're like, yeah, Chris, we had the greatest time. Like, I think Tanner's sled broke down. So I went and helped recover his sled, and we left mine there. And then, like, a week later, or a month later, Tanner and I went back up and picked my sled up. And this is after Matt, the whole time, he's like, yeah, your sled ran so good. We filled it with premium. We bought some jerry cans, brought that up. So, like, the sled's pretty much full for you whenever you guys get around to bring it back. It'll be great. It was running awesome. I get there. It don't run for shit the whole time. Tanner's like, yeah, dude, just like go rip around for a bit, and I'm going to fire up the wood stove in the ice shack, and we'll have some chili for lunch. I'm like, hell yeah, dude, that sounds rad. And I get on my sled and I pull the cord, and it fires right up. I'm like, let's go. Give it a second warm up. I go ripping across the lake. I carve it back around. I romp on the throttle and whap, go, and it dies immediately. I'm like, God damn it! Like this paperweight cost me like $7,000, and it sucks. Like, how is it that it ran great for like 4 days straight for my brother? It don't run for 25 minutes for me. And then, yeah, I brought it back, put reed valves in it, and sold it like a month later to a buddy for $5,000. Like, to get this thing out of here.
I
And I
remember.
caught like the end of COVID pricing because I just barely made my money back on it.
I remember how many times you called me while I was at work asking if I could find parts for that fucking Lummox, and I eventually just told you,
Yeah.
get rid of it. It was not worth it.
Yeah.
You
And
know-
the whole time it was reeds. Which you wanted the biggest aggravation to that sled, honestly, was that every time I took it back to rally 3 times on my 90-day warranty
Right.
on a used sled to have them go through it again, because I was like, listen, I get out into the field, I'll roll into it. Like, I treated it exceptionally well. I'd saunter into it slow, and it would come up, and the second you'd let off, it would bog out and it would stall. Like, bog out. Fuel injected sleds don't bog. It would bog out and die. And I'd give it back to them like, you guys have to find what's wrong with this thing, because like I can't figure it out. And one time they were like, well, your EGT sensor was loose in the mid pipe, so we tightened that up. It's running great. I'm like, all right, cool. And then I'd drive it back out to the farm, and it would die. And I'd drag it right back to rally. And they were like, it was this time. I'm like, how is this possible? Drag it back out, do the same thing, done. The third time I just gave up. Like, they gave it back to me. They're like, we can't find anything wrong with it, man. I'm like, all right. I remember I was sat at the sales manager's desk, and I was like, take the snowmobile back right now. Like, take it back. I'm never buying another sled from you guys again, because this thing is junk. It doesn't run. You said it was fine and you shopped it. You clearly did not. They charged me for the third service, which was an even bigger piss off because I was still within my 3 months. And then it sat for the summer. I dragged it to Proline. Proline in Saskatoon was like, well, maybe it's the reeds, but we can't confirm that. How? You guys had the hood off. Like, you guys had the whole nose cone off of it. Can't confirm it's the reeds.
I
That doesn't
never
make any
even
sense.
saw the sled, and I confirmed with you on 2 separate occasions that you should look at the reeds.
Yeah. Everybody was telling me it was the reeds, and I was like, but the shops aren't saying it's the reeds. And then I pulled them, and I remember the day I pulled them, I think Brad was there with me. I'd been in the shop for like 2 hours. I finally got the reed cages out. I pulled the reed valves out of the cage. There was like nothing left. The fact it ran at all was a miracle.
It was running on hopes and
They
dreams.
were like, the reed valves are rectangular pieces of like some kind of a plastic that's meant to flex with combustion pressure for the people in chat that don't know what a reed valve is. So when the cylinder comes up in the engine, it forces the reed valves to seal,
Mhm.
so it can't blow back through the intake. And then when the cylinder comes back down, because it's a two-stroke engine, the reed valves open and allow air and fuel to come in. And it just repeats that cycle, and they flap back and forth. And the tolerance is like a quarter to a half of an inch, but they have to be completely rectangular.
They look like
These
fingers.
ones, they look like little fingers, and they
Yeah.
just they just finger bang your old lady 6,000 times a second. Mine
Remember
were
that old
missing a
chicken
knuckle on
snack
all
commercial
8 of
fingers?
them.
Remember Chicken Fingers, the old
Everything
finger commercial?
past- Yeah, basically. And so everything after that second knuckle was gone on all of them. There was like 75% of a reed valve set left in this engine, and it was still running. And I remember calling our buddy Cooter, who's genuinely pretty good with small engines, and he was the first person I think that ever told me it was reed valves. And I was like, Cooter, can you believe it's reed valves? And he goes, after a year and a half, you finally opened it up. I was like, yeah. I'm sitting here right now looking at them.
That might explain
'Cause
why
I
you
bought a
never
new
told me
set.
this, because you didn't want to get ragged on again.
Yeah, so, and you want to know what bites the most? The last service that it got from Proline, which was a pre-season inspection and overall service,
Right.
cost me $150. You want to take a guess at what I paid for 4 sets of reed valves? Because that's what I needed. I needed 4 sets, 2 per cylinder.
What year was this?
2011 Arcticat M8.
No.
So it was a
What year
Suzuki
did you
800.
buy them?
22? 21?
It was. I couldn't
21.
remember when it was. Though that year, say about 400
No,
more.
way high.
Oh,
Tax
okay.
I paid $75.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Yeah, $75. Fixed my sled.
Like I don't know if that
And
tells
I
you
if you have
guys.
a working sled, you fucking sell it.
Yeah,
And then I sold it immediately.
out of anger
Which
and
worked out
spite.
'cause, like, Brad moved, like, he went off to Quebec, like, not 4 months later. Nobody was really riding that year anyways. Not that
It was
I
a bad
remember
year
any,
for
like,
snow.
it was a bad year for snow, and I wasn't making it back to McDowell a ton, so it was just taking up space at the farm. And so, yeah, I sold it to a guy that had a similar machine and liked Arcticats, which is rare.
Well, I don't know if anybody can.
If I was to buy another sled now, I'd buy a 600 Polaris, genuinely.
That's fair.
I would
What do
buy
they call those ones? The
world's most
Razor?
bulletproof trail sled. That's a side-by-side.
Right, that is their side by side.
You're
They've
thinking of an
got-
RMK or a Switchback.
Switchback.
Well,
That's the
there's
one I was thinking of. Yeah.
RMKs, Switchbacks, Assaults, and now they have the Adventurer as well. I think I don't remember if
Yeah.
it's called the
Well,
Adventurer or
See,
what it is, but it's a hybrid.
I worked at Fun Motorsports,
Assaults are a
so
trim
everything
line.
I dealt with was BRP Skidoo, and they are all junk.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Cooter's sled when he bought his 14 was an RMK Assault. Assault is a trim line of the RMKs, and it's the same for Switchbacks. You could get a Switchback or a Switchback Assault, or an RMK or an RMK Assault, and it was like the wrap changed, and then you got certain track options came with the Assault trim. I would buy.
Technically, they're all the same model. Like it comes down to
Yeah.
the chassis. I was just throwing
I
out
would
names because
buy-
like there's also the Indy for
Yeah,
people remembering names of
Polaris.
sleds because like I have an old, I think it's a 95 Indy 600 triple still. I never got rid of that thing even though my ex blew it up, but I've got a seal
To
kit.
be- I would state that sled didn't have a great
Podcast.
chance. I do remember when we rebuilt that thing, and the amount of like, because Tanner brought out like a complete parts engine for it, and
We
we
never
slapped it
rebuilt it.
together.
That parts
Did you
engine?
not?
No, that parts engine is still in the shop. After Dom blew it up, the engine that was in it after we just got it running, I went to strip down the parts engine to make sure that it would actually be a feasible parts engine that we could just throw a seal kit in and put it back in. It had a hole in the block.
The one she blew up did, or the
No,
parts engine?
the parts engine. And you wouldn't be able to tell from the outside. It was knocked between cylinders inside.
Nice.
Yeah.
Not bad considering I think that sled cost you $500.
That
And a
sled
seat?
cost me nothing. That sled, Tanner owed me money from high school. And he just went, hey, what if I gave you a sled and we called it even? Yeah, sure, man. And he shows up with a 600 triple with no seat that doesn't run.
I
On a
should
borrowed
hit him
trailer.
up for that kind of an offer right now, because he owes me $225 for the suspension that's currently in his Jetta, because I gave him a full set of stock suspension for a Mark IV, and I was like, you need the top hats, but otherwise everything is there. Like if you have, like, take your existing struts apart in the front, save all of the top of the spring perch and the hat and the bearing, and then just put the stuff I've given you together and run it together, and it'll be good. Like it's because I bought that stuff a year into Time Attack racing, and it saw 2 track days, and then I upgraded to like a better suspension set, which is what's in the car right now. And he was like, "Yeah, cool. What do you want for it?" I was like, $225, and I sold him a seat for another $50. So he owes, yeah, I guess $275 is what he owes me. I haven't seen a dime. That was months ago. I should be like, yeah, hey, you got a sled you can just pawn me for our debt? Because I'd have a better time trying to sell a sled right now than I would trying to get my
That's-
money back out of him.
That's when he shows up with my 600 and gives it to you. And then you sell it, and then I'm out of a fucking sled.
You still have your RMK?
No, I sold that.
Oh, well, I guess never mind.
Yeah.
I guess you don't still have your
But-
RMK.
But you know
Your
what?
sled was nice because it was bulletproof,
Yeah, that
and it
thing
was
being
more
a
fun to ride than my
2015
cat.
2015, it did not have the fix-it kit in it, nothing, and it just ran. That thing never had an issue. I never even put a set of plugs in it. I had plugs
remember-
because I knew
remember how many
RMKs
plugs
were
I
gonna
went
eat
through?
them, and I never ate a set.
And it disappointed you.
No, that sled did
It's-
the opposite of disappoint me. I
It
was so proud of
disappointed
that
you
thing.
because it didn't burn through the plugs, and you're like, well, now I've just got a set. Just
I
got a set
remember-
now.
We all bought sleds within a week of each other. Brad was the first domino to fall, and then me shortly after. And I remember
Yeah, I
the
unintentionally
s-
knocked over the dominoes because I went in to buy sleds with my mom and Manny. The three of us
Yeah.
bought sleds on the same day. And then, like, the next month and a half was just like, Chris got a sled, Logan got a new used sled, Tiana bought a brand new sled. Like, everybody just bang, 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 bang. Everybody had sleds. Tanner even bought another sled at that point.
He was like, Oppa!
He already had one, he bought another. And then, like,
yeah, and then
a
he
year or two
sent
after, he
his
bought a brand new one.
yeah, and then the next year he bought another new one. He's got 2 brand new sleds right now, and then he's also got his jet skis and I think a boat. Yeah, I
Just living
remember
life.
Hollingstead bought the sled that I was looking at, like, because I was torn between 2. I really liked the
That
way
turbo
the
assault.
Turbo Assault, which thank God I didn't buy that one because I would have been way worse off.
I got such a kick out of him buying that because when I went in, they had the Turbo Assault, which was a 14 or a 14, and then they had the NA Pro RMK that was a 15. And I went with the 15 Pro RMK because I didn't want to deal with the turbo. I knew that was just going to be a nightmare on a small engine. And like within the month, Hollingstead fucking buys this turbo sled, and then brags about it to me at work on how he bought this turbo sled and it was going to be so much better and faster than mine. And I'm like, yeah, sure thing, bud. Like, there's a reason I didn't buy it. And he blew it up that fucking year.
Yeah, like the second ride he took it on, it blew up, melted a piston. And then he proceeded to put the cheapest pistons he could into it and didn't understand why it washed the rings the second year. And then melted the piston when he replaced the rings again. Hollingstead's a fun example in like cost benefit analysis. Because like he bought a built turbo sled and then when it broke, put the cheapest
Kind
parts
of.
he could find into it, and then didn't understand why it broke again, and proceeded to do that pretty much every time he took it riding. He'd take it riding when he knew he had 2 good pistons and 2 sets of rings for it. And then he'd go out riding and he'd wash the rings out of a cylinder and he'd drag it back and then he'd rip it apart again. He'd replace one cylinder, one set of rings, and then he'd buy another set of rings and another piston, and he'd go riding again. And he'd break it again, and he'd drag it back. And I think it was like the year he traded it was the year he was like, I turned the wastegate down and bought race gas. I was like, yeah? He was like, yeah, the problem was my gas octane was too low. So it was dumping fuel to try and compensate and washing out my rings. And then when it would run, it would just melt pistons. Like, huh, and that you don't say. Man. I love that boy. But like, God is like, he almost can't own nice stuff. It has to be beat junk. Because otherwise it breaks super fast and then he's just pissed about it.
He's the reference point for adult purchases and consequences.
Buys big, shiny, nice white F-150, smashes in the door.
Yeah, gets the door smashed in within a month. And then this last summer, he bought himself a blacked out F-250. And
That was
the
just a couple
weekend he
months ago
bought it,
now.
yeah. And then the weekend he bought it, he backed over one of his mud flaps and ripped it out of the fender.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. Plus, I think he broke a couple other things on it already. And is he going to fix it? No. It's just going to be like it is until he gets rid of that truck.
It's just cosmetic things that are broken.
Same weekend that he ripped the mud flap off, he put a skid steer through the deck of his trailer and knocked the wheel off of it.
Oh, my
That's
God.
right. Yeah. To be fair, the trailer is beat. Like, it's absolutely flogged.
To be
He
fair,
offered
if
to
the
let
trailer
me-
was perfect, he shouldn't put a skid steer on it. It's a wood deck car trailer.
Yeah, true.
So
It's
what
at
I'm
least 1,000 pounds underweight rating.
hearing is that he needs his own risk management team.
Yeah, by the sounds of it.
No, he needs one of those wristbands that you get at the hospital and just leave it on.
What he needs is to find an old lady that knows how to tell him no in a way he understands. Because
You don't buy that,
like-
I'll give you head. Got it.
Is no
I
not
really
in his
like-
vocabulary?
No, it's not. I really like his old lady. She and I get on very well. I think that's because she understands that I'm not a deadbeat. So like, and like when he's asked me to help, I've always tried to be there to help. I do the same for all of my friends.
And
Like
that's part of
Brad,
the problem.
it is part of my problem. Like Brad's
Glad
old
to
lady
know
and I
I'm
get
not the
on
only
very
one
well.
telling him that.
Yeah, Carl's old lady and I get on very well. Like it's one of the things where I try to make sure I get along with them because I like seeing my friends. So if their girlfriends or wives or fiancés are telling them, yeah, we don't want to see Chris because he's kind of a deadbeat, that hurts me a lot because it's like, man, I tried not to be, right? At my own detriment sometimes, I will admit. I've been working through it. Therapy's been going okay. I've done one session, so it's too early to call on that one. But
I learned her name. It's
I'll
going
be-
great.
yeah, she's she complimented how open and willing to engage with it I was, which is, kind of nice, but also like,
That's the
how
point.
many people do you have that book a therapy session that are like gated off?
Yeah, like,
And,
no,
like,
I don't want to talk to you about it. I just want to sit here in awkward silence.
the first life lesson most people should learn is that you only get out what you put in. So if you're not willing to engage in the activity, you're not going to get anything out of it, as kind of the trade-off. Sometimes you do a thing and you put a lot of time and energy into it and you don't get anything out of it. That's also part of the game. You got to learn, where your energy is best spent.
All part of
Um,
learning.
Where was I going with this before I tangented off onto the fact that I'm in therapy? Matt, help. Somebody help. I need an adult.
Help me
Lost souls can only
now.
find their own
Get,
way
I'm
getting
home.
on with
6
old
feet
women.
down.
something like that.
Yeah, anyways, all my dating apps are single mothers.
Jesus
Um,
Christ.
That's true.
Not wrong.
It's
Or soon to be.
you want to, or soon to be mothers. 6 times now. The amount of older women that are looking for, basically new fuck toys in their existing relationships is up to 12, which is wild. Like, they're on dating apps to find new dudes to rail them, I guess, while their husband watches. I hope he's got a nice chair. It's been
Why are they gonna be sitting there for a while, Chris? Is that what you're saying?
no, they won't be sitting there for very long at all. I just hope their chair is comfortable because my back is bad. So if that was me, I'd want a comfortable chair. But yeah, Kyle, like Holland Cooter, the Cooter man himself, his old lady is very sweet, and she's a really nice person.
Yeah, she is.
But she at no point is willing to say no to him, and I feel like that's because he bankrolls her existence to a certain extent, because like she's a student right now, so
Oh.
like
So she's probably one of those people that realizes that he shouldn't be doing it, but because of the support that he gives her, she would feel too guilty saying something.
yeah, she doesn't
And
want to
Biggles,
stop
he
him.
downloaded Rivals earlier before the stream, so we good.
Yeah, hey Bagels, on a unrelated note, you want to send me your address?
I like the voice
Because
crack.
I'd like to have words with you about your comment last night, calling me an old man.
Middle of playing Marvel Rivals, and
Yeah.
Biggles stops to call him an old man because he started streaming after I'm in bed. What the fuck is this? I look down, it's 9:45. You old piece of shit.
To be fair, every time you start streaming is pretty much
There
after
it
I've gone
is.
to bed.
There it is. That's what he
The
said.
tangent room. When we do this, listen, hey, Bagels, the thermostat doesn't move. It's set at the optimum temperature, okay?
Is my kid
That's
over
why I
there?
have it upped right now, because I know that my roommate likes the house to be hotter, so I've just been suffering. Anyways,
This is 100 gigabytes. God damn.
It is.
99
Um,
gigabytes. Okay, I'm
also, I
actually
am-
downloading Mass Effect Andromeda right now.
Hey!
Why would you do that to yourself?
Why would he not?
I
You
don't
were
think
the
I
one
can
that's
just
literally
let
been
space
ranting and
arrive.
raving.
It was $11.
I-
couldn't say no.
That's a fair
Here's
point.
I have a question that's gonna kind of cut the other two out of the loop. But I've been playing a little bit of Andromeda recently. I would like to know,
Just
Will,
a little bit.
how is your conviction faring through that game right now?
What do you mean? Like in what way?
Are you still motivated to see it to the end?
Oh yeah, shit, yeah. Like I said, I'm not
Yeah.
looking at it as a Mass Effect game, because if we look at it from that aspect, it did very, very poorly. But looking at the way the game plays and the way the missions are set out, it is pretty much a different space version of Halo Infinite, just worse. And so, looking at it from that aspect, as a standalone, it is very enjoyable to play. I like the semi-open world aspect of getting to roam around in the levels, collect other objectives other than just the main mission.
52 over here.
What the
Dropping bombs.
Everybody's just turning into airplanes. I'm enjoying it, and the story in itself is cool, specifically for the characters that you have met along the way. Like, I really enjoyed Jal and the Angarans. They're cool people. It was nice to finally meet a new race of aliens. Drac, I really enjoyed Drac. I've always enjoyed Krogan, though. Krogan are fun shit. And I am looking forward to fucking up Director Tan by the end of the game, because I'm really having fun being passive aggressive with that piece of shit and egging him on, especially after he decided to just take residence in his, like, with his office being in the Pathfinder's room of honor kind of thing, the museum for Pathfinders, and he's just like, yep, this is where my director's office is. It's like, you egotistical piece of shit. I've been enjoying it. I'm about to head to Vold. I just finished Havarl and went back and finished some side things on the Nexus. And I just need to finish the couple nonchalant, meaningless side missions on Havarl, and I need to go back to Eos because I found a corner of the map that I forgot to open up and scan the last missing scientist's dead body. Other than that, I am dead set. Eos is at 100%. Havarl is at 82%. And I'm ready to head to Vold. I talked to Ephra through the VidCom system, and he has put his trust in us now, so we just need to get the Mashai, or however they say it.
The Moshai.
Moshai, thank you. Once we get her, we have access to the vault on Aya, and then we're good to continue. I also found two leads on the Turian's Arc, and the Asari Arc.
Yeah, I know. I guess it's just a problem with where I'm at in the game, but like so I've hit the 4th and I believe 5th planet now.
Okay.
With Andromeda, and I've hit a point where like I'm almost playing a loading screen simulator.
Okay.
With how many times it's like go here, go there, go here, go.
You're planet bouncing.
I'm planet bouncing.
That's fair.
And I've hit a point with the story where I'm like, okay, I want to do the loyalty missions because this is a Mass Effect game, but like, boy, do I hate fetch quests.
Right. I can understand
for context,
that.
For Brad, who is admittedly probably unfamiliar with how Will's run his streams thus far, he's got a secretary who could give you the actual layout in like an order that makes sense.
Yeah, she's actually in the chat right now as a mod.
Monday nights, Tuesday nights, Thursday nights, Friday nights, and Saturday nights. So Monday nights, Souls-like games.
Yep.
Tuesdays and Thursdays are multiplayer games.
Just fun run.
Thursday being Twitch. Thursdays are Twitch exclusives.
Yep.
This week that was switched, which is why they're talking about Marvel Rivals. Friday nights is usually when he
just story-driven games. Just
story-driven games,
like
so
ones that
Ghost
maybe
Runner.
Yeah, exactly, like maybe 1 or 2 games in the franchise kind of thing, but anything more than that gets pushed to Saturdays, because Saturdays is the big
Saturdays
series.
is franchise days. So right now he's playing the Mass Effect games.
Yeah, prior to that it was Gears of War, and including all the subsequents like Gears Tactics, and same thing, we started with Halo before that. And then,
so like that's the stream layout, and that's why I asked about Andromeda, because he started playing it on stream, and I was watching him play, and I think if we were to have a Jamie that could go back into the VOD footage and find the exact clip of me on this podcast talking about it, I bought it, downloaded it, and started playing it because I watched him being bad at the game, and I was
Fuck you.
That's not how that game plays.
Advertising 101. Show somebody
Advertising
doing
101.
worse than the average player, so that
That is
then
a
the
very
average person can
effective way
see
to
it and
do
go,
it.
I can do better than that.
Hey, oh shit. Thanks to Biggles out here making it rain.
Biggles just gave me bits to call you Unk.
Yeah. So if
That's
you're
amazing.
perusing and you're like, I want something to watch on a Monday night, and you're in a Souls-like mood, you can find that here at twitch.tv/Sergeant Cobra 98 every Monday night, or on youtube.com/watch/ I don't even want to guess at what the alphanumeric code is.
Nah,
Such a Cobra
honestly,
98.
at this point,
Um,
I'm only advertising Twitch.
I'd say the plug is shameless, but honestly, it's not. I have there's no shame in my game.
But Jesus
Rude
Christ.
But yeah, so that was why I asked. I was curious.
I
'cause,
hate
like,
that fucking
I've hit
line.
a point in the game where my conviction in completing it has been wavered. I was playing it last Friday or Saturday.
Uh-huh.
Maybe it was Sunday. I can't remember. But I was sitting here playing it and I was just like, I would rather be playing anything else than this right now. Just
So-
the amount of like, go here and do this like trivial task that's going to take you 5 seconds, knowing full well it's going to catapult me to the other side of the galaxy just to do another trivial task. And I was like, this kind of sucks.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna give you two names, two things right now that will help you understand as to why that doesn't bother me as much. Number one, we've spoken many times about exploration and free roam. That is my thing. I really enjoy it. World of Warcraft. I grew up with that. I very rarely did the quests. I just explored. The second one, Assassin's Creed, my favorite game franchise. How many side missions did they have that were like that? Like how many of catch the bird feather or catch this raw
So
thief
stupid, yeah.
or yeah, exactly. A lot of people don't like it, and I completely understand why. Because for a while I got annoyed with it too, but as I grew up with it and kept playing it, and I was like, you know what, I actually enjoy this. I enjoy being able to free roam and do stuff other than just the main mission, and the game doesn't harp on you for like, hey, you're going too far to bounce, get back here and do your job. They're just like, no, go do what the fuck you want. You'll get to it eventually. Damn it, that's a big fucking face. Jesus.
It's a big ass dinosaur. I get that. I don't know.
Rawr.
I'm a fan of like a linear story.
Yeah.
Where at points in the story, it's like, okay, go explore stuff. That, okay, cool. Like Ghost of Tsushima did that very well, where it's like you hit points of the story and it's like, all right, go find what's in the area
Yeah.
and explore that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I- Ghost of Tsushima. Some sushis and sashimis.
fresh sushis and sashimis.
Ah, sashimi.
For what? My problem ends up being with like fetch quests,
Right.
where I know it's gonna take me longer than this needs to complete this fetch quest. I think that's where like Tarkov kind of loses my interest,
Right.
is when every task becomes, okay, bring me this. Now bring me this. Now bring me this. For a little while that's okay. For
Fetch
the
me your
whole
souls.
thing that gets old. And like Tarkov's whole gameplay loop is like in extraction shooters tasks are bring me this thing
Mm-hmm.
because I need this thing so that I can keep going in this world.
Yeah.
And then like the rewards never outweigh the costs unless you're good enough at the game to just like know everything, or you always have a guide up to know what you should be looking for.
Right.
So like when Andromeda has started doing that to me, and I'm like, my additional tasks list at this point is like 30 tasks because I've just given up on them, except for loyalty missions. And
That's
even those,
why
it's like,
I've chosen.
you can progress it to a certain point, and then it goes on hold,
Yeah.
and you have to wait an arbitrary amount of time for it to be like, yeah, hey, cool, now you can go do that thing again.
Yeah. See, other than Cat's Bane,
what?
the one with Zaid Masani's son, all the additional tasks I have concluded that I'm just gonna leave for off stream. Like at some point in the next couple nights before next Saturday, I need to go on and, like I said, finish that scientific research mission on EOS, which is the last additional task I have on EOS, and then go do the few I have on Havarl, and then that's it. I am like up to date. But other than that, I have not been doing any side missions on stream. I collect them as I go, and I still talk to people, but then I go right back to doing the main story.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because like what I should say, like to your earlier question, is I'm still enjoying it, But am I enjoying it as much as I enjoyed the original trilogy? Fuck no. That's a hard pass, honestly. Like, if I would have found out prior to the stream that it was not only a completely different gameplay and style from the original three, but none of the characters from the original trilogy have anything to do with this, there's a good chance that I might not have even started it in the first place.
Do you think you would have enjoyed it more if you played it first?
Maybe, because then
If
it would
your
have
entry
been
to the Mass Effect universe was Andromeda, and like
right, because then you have no
because the majority
context
of
at all.
Andromeda is learning.
Yeah.
Yeah, you learn a lot about the races that occupied the Milky Way galaxy, and
Right.
then you also learn about the races that occupy Andromeda.
Right, and then if you were to go and play Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3 after, you could adapt to them with the Paragon and Renegade systems quite easily. I think I would have done it that way. But the problem is that lore-wise, it doesn't happen that way, because unless we look at Mass Effect 1 and 2 as prequels, rather than, this is what was happening at the time, because Andromeda takes place, like, they leave on the arcs for Andromeda in that 6-month timeline in between 2 and 3, where Shepard is being court-martialed on Earth because of the whole Reaper situation. Then, fast forward 654 years, and we are now in Andromeda. So the only way that would work, theoretically, is if you played Mass Effect Andromeda, and then we're like, hey, you want to play these prequels so you can see what was happening in the Milky Way prior to the arcs, going to Andromeda.
Yeah, using them as a contextual filler as opposed to...
But that would
their
be
own
the
games.
basis that Andromeda was supposed to be the main story game.
Yeah, that's fair. I always thought that I'd had the other day when I was playing, I was like, I feel like if I don't know, Andromeda is a weird one because it's one of those games where I don't know if it would even be considered as good now, like as a game now.
Oddly
If it
enough, I am
I've seen a
actually
couple articles released about it where it's like Andromeda didn't get its just desserts as a title,
right,
and I kind of agree with that. Where like it was slighted a lot because it's a Mass Effect game.
right.
But as I've played it more, I've hit this point where like, okay, maybe the people who played it through were right that it isn't a very good game
Mm-hmm.
because of the way it's done quest design.
Right.
In like, it's a single player action RPG. It does not tell a linear story.
No, there is nothing linear about it.
And my evidence for that is that you can arrive on a planet and activate the vault before you ever touch any quests.
Yeah, I actually did that with Havarl. I did that with Havarl because I wanted to.
With the planet I'm on right now.
Yeah, I wanted to explore around, and I was like, I wonder how far it'll let me get in. And then I activated the vault, and I was like, oh, it lets you get in that far. And then the scientist recovery mission that they ask you to do right after you set foot on Havarl, to find those 3 scientists, the Angaran scientists that are stuck in that time space in front of the vault's coder. I freed them when I activated the vault, and then I went back, and they're like, hey, we lost some scientists in the vault. Can you save them? Meanwhile, in the background, one of the scientists that did that was thanking me with his own voice lines, saying, Pathfinder Ryder, thank you for freeing us. We don't know how long we would have been stuck in there without you. Meanwhile, Kali Darin, or whatever her name was, Killa Darins, was telling you to go save them. So as soon as her dialogue is done, you get the mission complete banner. I fucking lost it laughing on stream because it was so dumb.
It's the lack of like benchmarking.
Yeah.
For the side quest stuff that makes sense. Like, yeah, you can't force people to do that stuff before they complete like milestones. Like, the vaults on the planets are very clearly milestone things that you have to complete.
Right.
The planet, like, I do the vaults first because I want to do the colony, because it's like the vault is a big viability boost, and then the colony is another one.
Yeah.
And then the planet that I just finished and moved on from, it's like 90% complete. I left it because I know the colony is next. The colony is like a series of fetch quests. You have to
Yeah.
wait for the missions to open
Mhm.
to actually establish the colony on that planet for no reason.
Yeah.
The rest of them, it's like, yeah, you found the thing and the viability is the right number. Here you go. It's like, all right, sweet.
Well, and to be
And then that's gonna be
fair,
another batch of side quests.
the original trilogy was kind of set up the same way with the non-linear, like very easy to fuck shit up if you didn't pay attention and talk to every single person after every mission. But Andromeda has set it up in a way that makes it very inconvenient and seems more troublesome than what it's worth. You know, like there's no reason why those side quests should bar you from an outpost. There's no reason why you should have to go scan 16 minerals from that planet before you can set up an outpost. Just to choose a military outpost anyways instead of a scientific one, you know?
Yeah. And then like that's a decision that you never make again
Yeah. Yeah, and
at any point.
it doesn't matter
You
what you
never have to
do.
choose military and scientific.
Yeah. And
The rest of them are pre-scripted.
yeah, and it doesn't matter what you do with that outcome because I chose scientific for my first one because I wanted more resources and stuff for research and development. You go back to the Nexus and that group of people in the hydroponics are having a riot because their military families are still stuck in stasis because you chose scientific outpost on Eos, right? I went back and wanted to see what would happen if I chose a military outpost. So I went and found on YouTube someone who had done that and chosen a military outpost and watched their video. And there's still people on the Nexus that are trying to riot and cause shit because now their scientific families are stuck in stasis. So no matter what you do, the outcome is people are going to hate you for your decisions.
Which I mean, like, makes sense.
Politics.
Given
Yeah.
given the way that the game is framed, is like,
And
to Brad's point, there is like you are as the Pathfinder are a major
Yeah.
political figure, but you also have the most decision-making authority
yeah.
within the universe.
Well, especially with
because
the
of who you
AVP
are.
points.
Yeah. So
And I think the problem
playing
with
the
doing
politic game doesn't make any sense. It's
No.
just like stick with what you think is right in the moment and move on.
Yeah, because that's creating a problem that the first three games didn't have, and I think it's very likely that the first three games just pampered you with it because as the Spectre, the first human Spectre, by the end of the game, if you were playing Paragon, everybody liked you, even if they, or they at least approved of you, even if they didn't like you. But it wasn't like that where they were confronting you and being like, hey, my family suffered this because you did this. There was no politics involved. You did what you were doing for the greater good of the Citadel, not for the human race or the Alliance, of the Citadel. And everybody liked you for it at some point or another. In this game, how many people, like, we're not even, what, out of 18 main story missions, we're, what,
Hey,
4 or 5
buddy.
missions in? So less than a third of the game, give or take. And how many people have we met that have already stated, no matter what we do, they hate our fucking guts?
Yeah,
like
pretty much.
it makes the game a little harder to just be like, okay, well, I'm not playing this for the politics. That's Director Tan's bullshit. I just want to go and do this and find viable outposts for people to live in, so I don't have to listen to you whine and complain anymore.
Yeah. It's an interesting game that has progressed to not be super
Yeah.
fun
And I
for
think-
me anyways.
I think a lot of people join my Mass Effect Andromeda streams on Saturdays just to hear me gripe about it, because no word of a lie, I'm getting better view counts on my Andromeda streams than I did on the original trilogy. Which is
Yeah.
insane. Like,
I mean, that kind of checks out though. That's stream time, and like you've accumulated more people as time has gone on, which has helped. Like
From when I
started
started-
for Sirius again, it was like originally it was me and Alexis and his old lady's PC in the background, and then like Carl joined, and then Goat joined, and then every once in a while Tanner would join, and then like Frog would join, and we eventually got like hit a point where it was like, without his old lady's PC, there was 5 of us already, and he hit the affiliate marker.
yeah.
And then I think at the end there was probably a couple of days where he hit about 10 was kind of like the magic number, and that was about when you stopped streaming, I think, Brad.
It was about a month or two before I stopped because all of a sudden that 10 faded down to 2, and it was just Alexa's PC and like maybe a friend. And that was all
Yeah.
I could get no matter what I was streaming or when I was streaming, and I got fed up with it and dropped it again.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's valid.
the viewer range I have found has been very wild and like
Even just
Coordinated.
this, we started and it was me
yeah,
and whichever one of you guys was watching, and like because I pop it up so I can see if people are talking in chat, and then Steph joined, just one of the mods, and then it dropped back down to 2 for a bit, and then we hit 4, and then we hit 5, and then we hit 6, and we're back at 5, and it's been fluctuating between 5 and 7 for the last probably half an hour. I just like it's one of those things where I just keep an eye on it
yeah,
because I remember watching because I'm one of Brad's mods, so I'm in his mod view right now,
right.
and I just banned the best viewers bot. It was kind of the same. Like we had one of Brad's old viewers popped in for a bit. We chatted with Brad. He asked us the questions about extraction shooters. What do you think PvE adds or takes away from the game?
Right.
The
Yeah.
adrenaline of it.
Yep.
And then eventually he left to go do his own thing.
Yeah, inactive stake.
An active stake. So like viewer count is a weird thing. That's why like today I haven't talked to Brad or Matt about this. This is a thing that like we haven't even covered Devil May Cry yet, but I've been humming and hawing about whether or not streaming is something I would actually enjoy doing. And the big thing for me is like I live with other people. We share an office, so I don't want to encroach on the space.
Right.
But every once in a while, if I'm home alone, something I could pop up like, why not?
I think a good
cares?
way for you to do it just as like a fun thing is if you're ever free on like the nights that people are doing like multiplayer games, like fun runs, like when I do Tuesdays and Thursdays, we play more than just one game. So the game tag that I
Yeah.
have in the stream is multi-game party, and we just play. Like last night we started Marvel Rivals, Battlefield 6.
Problem is you stream so late.
I-
I'm not like
Look, I have a
I
kid
can't
that
do
takes
that.
up my whole day. But
I know.
um
I'm not telling you that that's wrong. You stream when you have time. I'm just that schedule I couldn't do like the 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. time
You
slot.
said
I'm not
that
that
and-
guy.
you said that in the message and chat immediately showed up.
Thanks, Biggles. I can't do it.
No, I know, I
I've
get
gotta-
that.
I
It
gotta go
also
to bed.
it also helps that you what doesn't help you is that you are getting up at like 5, 6 in the morning.
Crack of fuck.
Yeah. Crack of why am I alive? It's difficult for you, because most people don't go 18, 20 hours without sleep. And the only reason I do is just from constant excruciating pain. So I hide it with video games, anime, music, laughter. all the necessities. All the necessities. But that's a good way I feel like you could get into it though. It's just like when it's not really important, it's just for fun, no real objective, just come hang out and play some multiplayer games. Like for example,
Yeah, that's fair.
you said that you have Friday off.
I fully intend to stream on Friday.
Do you own
What you
RV
gonna
there
stream
yet?
on Friday?
Do I own what?
RV there yet?
No.
No? Okay.
And I just spent my whole wad on F125.
Is that what you're streaming on Friday?
I don't know. I got no idea yet.
You just
I'll
know
figure
that you're
out.
gonna stream on Friday.
We'll
I know I'm
burn
gonna
that
stream
bridge
on
when
Friday.
we get to it.
We'll burn that bridge when we get to it. I will probably throw up the starting stream and then kind of figure it out as I go. I'm thinking maybe, like, if people are around and there's games that they want to play, I'll just bounce game to game.
Yeah.
I'd like to play F125, just because I've just purchased it, and
Yeah.
I'd like to get some of the money out of it. There's games I know I can't start streaming because I'm already into the run on them. Like, I can't start streaming Final Fantasy or Mass Effect.
That's where you're wrong, Chief.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of streaming, is the viewers are gonna come and go anyway, so it doesn't matter how
Yeah,
far you
you
are
really
into a
could.
game.
Dude, I started streaming
Yeah,
on
that's
Twitch
true.
halfway through Mass Effect 3.
Yeah. But like, I have a couple of games kind of at my disposal. If you guys are
Oh,
like, I haven't
I know.
played Mecha Break since it released at all.
Dude, I have Mecha Break.
So
It's a
another
game I
fun
have to
theory
reinstall.
and a serious one to consider, because in the monetary field of things, streaming has become fairly small. You'd almost be better off, stream when you can, sure, but always use OBS to record your gameplay, and then learn
Post your
DaVinci
VODs
Resolve and post it to YouTube.
Yeah.
Right? Do minimal video editing and post that shit. You're gonna have a larger possibility to gain monetary income from a YouTube video than you are from a small time stream.
This is true.
Yeah, well, that's definitely something to look at too. I don't really like if there's no payoff. I genuinely don't care. I work,
I think
right? It's
right
just something that I
now,
thought about doing for fun.
the thing you need to
Just-
think about is if you want to do it or not, though, because I can tell there's a lot of hemming and hawing going on in your brain.
I don't know if I want to commit the time to it.
And that's fair.
'Cause, like, if I'm gonna
It
do
can
it,
be
might as well do
time
it right.
consuming.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, and like the benchmark to reach on Twitch before you start earning
is 25.
period is a lot smaller than YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube, you need a lot of views before you start earning monetary rewards, but
Well,
Get your
yeah,
first 1,000 and it's worth something, but not much.
yeah.
well,
Thousands.
but you still have to reach a certain amount of subscribers on YouTube. You need to
Yeah.
reach a certain level of views before they even start to pay you out. So if you have one
yeah.
good video, you're still not going to get anything for it
No.
unless you have reached those requirements.
No, because yeah, with YouTube you need a minimum of 1,000 subscribers to even be considered monetizable, and then after that they want you to have a certain amount of views on each like video or stream or whatever you do, and then they'll be like, okay, that's how much each of this view or watch time is worth. Whereas Twitch is so much faster and easier to deal with on that side.
Yeah.
And
I
right
think I'll
now,
probably
the payout for
stick
Twitch
with
is better
Twitch.
than YouTube, but that's always subject to change with these kinds of things.
That's a sliding scale. There's been
Yeah.
lots of times in like recent history where Twitch has been significantly better, and then it goes back to YouTube for a bit.
Yeah, it's all a
YouTube kinda
matter
tapered
of
off with the adpocalypse.
it's all a matter of when YouTube does something to piss off their content creators, they'll switch over to Twitch, and then Twitch will eventually do something to piss those people off, and they'll be back on
Yeah.
YouTube. And
Like, realistically, the best place to stream right now is probably actually Kick.
yeah,
Yeah,
I've
because
been
Kick
hearing
has the quickest. It has the quickest payout route.
English hard, hey?
Yeah. But like, it's the fastest to monetize you, and it's the most forgiving on its rule set.
Yeah,
So like, I could stream to Kick, and I could listen to, like let's take last night for example. Matt and I played War Thunder for a couple hours. I had a playlist on Spotify called Vietnam War Music that was just like 60s and 70s rock, and I was flying planes. Okay, that's what we were doing. B-34, I was dropping bombs, brother. And that's what we did for 2 hours. And in my headset, I was listening to Running Through the Jungle by CCR, and
yeah,
I could just play that for chat or like for the stream.
Yeah.
And I'd have zero issues with copyright infringements or like any of the regulations around that, because Kick is open source. So
it doesn't matter what you do as long as you're not like blatantly filming porn on their platform. You're
Right.
good.
No,
Twitch,
that
there's
would be nice.
slightly- Twitch, there's more rules around that. YouTube, there's more again. Like YouTube is the most stringent platform for streaming right now because they have the largest widespread appeal.
Yeah.
Everybody knows what YouTube is.
Yeah.
And YouTube has clamped down to enforce its rules the most because of how many people are aware of what it is. So like
Mhm.
streaming to YouTube isn't something I do because like I don't care enough. Like Twitch, you can play licensed music. There's specific rules around it, and I think that rule is that the music has to be available on Amazon Prime Music, which almost everything on Spotify is. There's exceptions to that, but like as long as you're within that subset, you're good.
I mean, they
Like
have
music.
been having problems with it recently because there have been quite a few, like like non-copyrighted music producers that have put in complaints with Twitch because their music is getting copyright notices for other people using it.
Yeah.
That's, for instance, why I haven't been using my outro lately with the heavy metal song, because it sounds similar to someone else that posted music like that on YouTube, which was non-copyright as well. The guy is one of the ones that has his complaint in with Twitch about why are you copyright striking these people's music when I have it posted as a non-licensed thing. It's free use. And Twitch just will not renege on that. And so because mine sounded similar to this guy's, they're like, oh, it must be this guy's song, so get it out of here. And I've put in a complaint, and they said that they would get back to me in like 3 to 6 weeks. And I'm like, okay, thanks for nothing.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things where like
The fun workaround though is to not have Twitch hold on to your VODs. You won't get copyright stricken if your VODs just don't exist. You can listen to whatever you want when you're live. Just don't have Twitch keep your VODs.
True. I actually don't know. I don't think I have any VODs right now.
I'm pretty sure you do.
Twitch holds every stream as a VOD for 14 days because you're in
Oh, right. It just, yeah, okay, it just does it.
your VODs are
Yeah.
also hosted to YouTube because you
Multi-stream.
twins your stream.
Yeah.
You multi-stream. That's the word. So like with YouTube, you have to be more careful with that, but YouTube's also better at knowing
Yeah.
what is and isn't copyrighted.
Yeah, I mean,
So
either
that's
way,
where,
it's
like,
not that big of a...
YouTube's benefit is that you can skirt more
Yeah,
if you know for a fact that it is not copywritten content. You will be able to skirt it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Because YouTube will also know.
I mean, I'm not...
versus Twitch, which doesn't. They just flag it all.
Yeah, right now, I'm not going to throw
Yeah,
a
did you not
huge-
know?
Did you know? I'm not
Now,
going to
did
throw...
you guys know that kids in Africa can't afford a gym membership?
Thank you.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Robert,
that's the
Did you
that's
know
the
that
fun
there are
fact.
South
Carolina is
See, that's
That's
that is
why
the
they
fun fact
use
for my
the...
fiance,
That's why
everybody.
they use rocks
I
as
have
weights over there.
moved to New Orleans.
I'm not right now. I'm not going to throw a big fit about that.
Not go in the
with
dishwasher.
my
We need to leave.
with
now.
with my like YouTube outro or Twitch outro, whatever you want to call it, because the eventuality is that if it ever gets to a point where I'm able to easily pick up my guitar and just make my own, that's what I'm going to do. Because like I have the skills to do that right now, but it's the time and it's the question of is it worth it, because I don't know the eventuality of if my channel's ever going to be big enough that it's worth it, you know?
It's
I mean,
good.
always
Record
worth
yourself
it.
a song. Yeah, record it
Yeah,
and then post it to your YouTube channel, and then use it as your outro song.
that's true.
Take the time that it
Jeez.
requires to do that, and then you're good for life. You own that content.
Yeah.
Like I happen to know a drummer who's pretty competent.
Mhm.
Yeah,
pretty
Eric's
sure I know
very
a guy that
competent.
plays the. I was talking about you. Pretty sure I know
I'm
a guy
not
that plays the bass.
I'm not a kit player. Eric's the kit player.
Yeah, it's true. Eric's a kid player. I know a guy that plays bass, and no,
Yeah,
it's not just
me.
because of how he looks. So like, there are definitely angles you could take with that.
Oh yeah.
Like,
But then your
Er-
bass
Eric is-
bass guitar.
I said, let me a funky ass beat. Just because I'm black
Well,
doesn't mean I can play bass.
And to be fair,
Yes.
I still have all the contacts from my old rock band. So I'm sure if I got a hold of like Jade and Tommy and stuff, we could get back together for a jam session because we've all been wanting to do that for a while anyways. Because yeah, like
Not me.
I played
I'm
I
useless
Give
on
me-
musical
I
instruments.
Give me written lyrics.
I
and
was-
I can do vocals.
I was the
I mean,
lead,
so
lead
could I,
guitarist,
but they wouldn't sound good.
and I was the backup singer, and yeah, like we used to make original music all the time. Like Jade made a song about the Four Seasons that we ended up turning into a goofy rock song that made absolutely no sense, but it was just fucking hilarious. But
Hey, Biggles, you can call him an unk now. He's old. Listen to all this lore he's just dropping.
shut
You're
up!
telling me he's not an unk? It's just me, dude?
Just you,
Anyways,
Like, so.
Just my chat,
you guys
my
watch
rules,
Devil May
bitch.
Cry? Yeah, delete this
You've watched
person's
all of,
family.
like, the last 2 episodes of Devil May Cry.
So,
Hell yeah, Brett.
so you've seen the
Brett, have
important
you watched
bits.
Devil May
Devil May
Cry?
Cry.
No,
No. Oh man.
damn.
You are in for an absolute treat.
What are
I
we
know
shooting
I only
at?
told you about that at like 11 today. Yeah, what are we shooting at? So the context for this is that last week when we did the podcast, we voted on the Game Awards.
Yep.
And we, as one does, we hit the category was best video game adaptation.
hmm
And I can't even remember what was in that criteria right now. But the two
I
that
don't
we
know.
we fixated on were Splinter Cell Death Watch or Black Death Watch
Yep.
Yeah, Death
and
Watch.
Devil May Cry. And so I had watched the first episode of it. I'm literally trying to pull it up right
It
now.
was a
I'm doing my
Minecraft
best.
movie, Devil May Cry, The Last of Us 2, and Splinter Cell Deathwatch, and Until Dawn.
Yeah,
Fucking
because the Until
bitch.
Dawn movie came out.
Yeah.
So we had watched Splinter Cell Deathwatch. It had been a topic on a previous episode.
Right.
And then I had watched the first episode of Devil May Cry, and I was like, no, you gotta watch it, because the first episode was fire. So like I can't imagine it's very bad. And so we both voted for Devil May Cry, and we agreed to watch it before this week. And this was hilariously like minutes before I was like, we should talk about extraction shooters next week. Let's get my boy Special Hugs and my brother back on the podcast. Like, let's get them in here. They're my two extraction shooter guys. And then literally earlier today, I was like, yeah, hey, by the way, we're going to talk about Devil May Cry. Here's the thing you need to know. If you play the Devil May Cry games, you will thoroughly enjoy the show.
Which
It is
coming up
part
for
and
me on my
parcel.
streams. I have not actually played them.
It is the sense of humor, the musical choices,
Yeah.
the action sequences. It all fits, which is like the argument I had made originally for why Devil May Cry deserves it over Splinter Cell.
Oh, dude, the choice
It's
of
so
music in
good.
the show
The
was
opening
amazing.
Song
Yeah.
was Limp Bizkit.
Ro-
Like-
yeah, rolling. Like, that's fucking amazing.
It's so good.
Dude, even Tegan loved it. She watched the whole show with me, like, in one sitting. We started
Yeah.
episode 1 because she saw him. She's like, oh, he looks cool. And I was like, you want to know something? That's the same guy who voices Ichigo. Okay, we're watching it, was her exact words. And then, so that was at 7:15 in the morning. What's today? Wednesday? So Monday. And fast forward to like 1 p.m. because she didn't go to school because she's sick, and we were finishing episode 8.
Yeah. It's
As you
for
should.
for an 8-episode show, it's prime time. Like
His peak.
it's so good.
So good.
There is something I want to know. Since Matt's seen the end of it, and you've seen all of it now, William Baines, Vice President. What are our thoughts?
Unreal character.
Piece of shit.
hilarious.
Fucking
He did
insane.
exactly what I thought he was gonna do.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Absolutely insane.
all for the greater good of
His
God.
whole
Get the
shtick-
fuck out of here.
Yeah, it was so funny to me. The progression, they were like, yeah, that's what this character's about, and I was like, okay, yeah, that checks out, and the commitment to that bit
Yeah.
was hysterical.
Mm-hmm.
He is absolutely one of my favorite characters. Because it's just too funny. Like, it fits with the universe too well. Like, his mentality towards
That's
Dante. And
yeah. They
then
do
Dante
really
getting
try
his
to.
Devil Trigger.
That was cool.
And it's like, and then the flip that he does immediately. Dante's trying to save him from dying. He's like, "Get away from me, you demon creep!"
Yeah.
It's like,
You saved me.
you're the one who said he could do.
You saved me.
Yeah.
Now you're an enemy of the state.
Yeah, it's actually hilarious. Um,
I like the way
Oh, that's why.
I like the way they brought in Virgil, showing him in his Devil Trigger form first, and then at the very end when he breaks into the Ouroboros facility, just past the portal into what the fuck did they call their planet, Malak or something like that?
Yeah. something like that.
Yeah. Then they show his actual form, and that's when I realized that the cheap imitation that the shapeshifter did earlier in the show that Dante made fun of for trying to impersonate his brother was actually very accurate, but Dante doesn't know it. I thought that was really cool.
That's valid. Yeah. I have breaking news.
Okay.
A member would like to go EB time. So I would like to thank
Jesus
Hugs
Christ.
_TTV. He literally messaged me and was like, "How much longer y'all usually go?" And I was like, "We could go way too long." He wants to go to bed, so I'd like to thank the savior of Speranza, the Rat King of the Reserve, the Duke of the damn Battlegrounds himself, special hug time, for coming on and vibing with us, talking about extraction shooters.
Yes. Yes.
My boy Bradley, where can the people find you? Can you confirm
Dude,
for
just
sure whether or not you're going to be returning to streaming? Because I would love something to watch while I'm bored as shit at work every day.
well, I'm sure if we find more
Yeah,
topics to talk
I
about,
think-
he'd come on.
I think I will. I'd happily come back here again, and yeah, I think I'll go back to Twitch streaming occasionally. It won't be every
Let-
day, and it won't be just World of Tanks.
Well, maybe you could join us for some of
Probably-
our fun runs.
Yeah, we Thursday nights, generally speaking, are like it's the Twitch exclusive stream. So we do like the multiplayer games. Marvel Rivals
Yeah.
was the example that we talked about. We've done Battlefield 6.
Yeah.
Will and I have played a couple of games. Like we
Played
wanna go
Andromeda
back into the
multiplayer.
back catalog. Andromeda's multiplayer.
Final
If you want to go
sentence.
into the YouTube, you can Final Sentence, which was hilarious. We also played A Way Out and
Yeah. Which,
Split Fiction, which was the other
yeah.
Annapurna game.
Which I might actually rerun the A Way Out video on Twitch, just for people to see.
So yeah, if you you're in the Discord, we'll make sure that the connection is made completely so you can join the chat. We can talk about it. 'cause,
Yeah,
like,
for
generally
next
it's
time I
decided upon
will.
moments before.
Yeah, for next time I will, once we're done here, I will give your Discord profile access to this chat so you don't have to wait for one of us to drag you in.
Fair enough. Appreciate it.
Hey, just as a fun point of note, neither Matt or I could drag him in because we tried that when
That-
his internet
that
was
is
restored.
that is fair. Yeah, that's probably because non-mod privileges. Which is why I will just give him access to the chat.
Before I forget, I have one more ask of you. What are you doing the evening of December 11, 2025?
Which one of us?
Brad.
I don't remember what the
I
fuck
already
I'm...
know what you're doing.
I
the
don't
evening
remember
of
what
December
I'm doing.
12th, 2025. That's a Thursday night.
Thank you. Yes, calendar says Thursday. What's the point of this again?
Just hold on. Let me
Okay,
just
all right,
finish
all
the
right,
first
all
sentence.
right, all right.
I'll tell you at the
Yeah.
same time as I tell you.
Build up is there. Don't worry.
Well, apparently
gotta-
it's the
you gotta-
anniversary of the statue of Westminster. Westminster.
That is true. It
It's
is
a
that.
Canadian holiday.
All right, well, none of us are going to be here then.
Yes, it is.
But according to my calendar, that is the only event on that day.
Cool. Would you like to join us as we stream the Game Awards
Right.
and just riff on the Game Awards the whole time? Maybe we'll find a drinking game and we'll find a way to put it like up in the stream. It's like every time they say world premiere, you take a shot. Could be fun.
That, yeah, could be. We could do like a background
good.
overlay of like a movie theater or something.
Yeah.
Do a little stage.
Sounds good.
But we were talking about doing that last week when we did the voting, and I was like, we should bring people in on this. So yeah, if you want to join us December 11th, 2025, we'll hit it off. We'll
Yep.
get absolutely shittered. I think I'm taking the 12th off of work so that I can drink too much that night.
So am I. I'm also
Um,
taking the next day off of work.
I'm glad you're taking the next day off work, Will. But yeah, thanks for coming. We're glad to have you. We'll look forward to seeing you live on Twitch once again.
Yes.
We ride at dawn
Sounds good.
for the bungalators.
You're on the
Yes.
bunga. Chewing that
Bunga
brain
bunga.
cell.
Oh, all right.
I'm
Well,
getting
thanks, guys.
absolutely
We'll
fucking
catch you next
tanked
time.
right now.
Hell yeah. Love you, bye.
Matt's been playing games for the last half hour.
Yes.
I've been playing fucking War Thunder,
See,
man.
he's been so fucking focused this whole time. It's been hard to focus on what we're saying because every time I look over, his forehead is almost touching his camera, and I see his bottom lip sucked into his mouth. It's like, God
Yeah,
damn it,
sure
boy!
enough. There's the War Thunder stream. He's trying to catch up to the battle rating of my American planes.
But yes, for the rest of the stream, though, for all of you out there, it's been fun once again having you all in. And thank you to Brad. I know he's already gone. Thank you, Matt, coming back for the second round.
Of
this is, I think, the
course.
third round, actually, that he's been in.
Right, it is,
Yeah,
yes.
the first one was unintentional.
Yeah, and we just told you to
Yeah,
stay.
the first
Still
one
on
was
the
very
phone, you guys were
unintentional.
like, welcome everybody. I was like, well, I guess I'm a part of this.
Yep,
now.
and we
Guess
just,
I'm here
yep,
now.
you ain't leaving
He's
now.
the first, and he's the first, and what will probably be the final guest.
Yeah,
He even survived the rebrand,
yep,
which is impressive.
Yep.
Because like, listen, I love this guy like he's my brother, but like his content's a little on the edge. You know?
wow.
Try to distance ourselves from that brand.
Yep, I'm
Nah, I'm kidding.
always
We'll keep
twisting.
until he dies.
Gotta push the limits. It's what we do. It's what we're here for.
We're here to
If
push
you
the
don't push
envelope
limits, then
of the
Yep.
talk shows and podcast segment
Yep.
of Twitch.tv.
Pushing thoughts, creating offenses, and gaining money.
Hell
Get
yeah.
your money up, not your funny up, Dante.
Exactly. Fuck your humor. I want to get paid.
It's hilarious. We're gonna hit 7 viewers and we're gonna call it a night.
Yep. We will see you all
Once again-
tomorrow. Yep. What do you
Thank
got?
you all for coming to the Tangent Room, episode 10. Get in, get out. Make sure you check out all the fun, fantastic, and goofy, wacky, wild, and invigorating streams here on twitch.tv/Sergeant Cobra 98.
I hate
for
that
all
you
your
have that
cool gaming.
memorized.
Come suffer with us
Yep.
as we bring you the coolest games of the past 20 years. We'll see you tomorrow night for more multiplayer madness. Till then, I'm Chris.
I'm Will.
I'm Matt.
Thanks for coming.
I love you. Bye.
That's Matt. Love you. Bye.